Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if Naruto ran away from the Leaf Village when he was a child and Hinata went with him. Part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. Freak, stay away from him, don't go near him, it's him again. A child with spiky blonde hair and blue eyes, always heard the villagers call him that. Why? Why? What did I do to them? The boy thought as he cried on the swing he sat on. He looked at the group of kids that were playing with each other. A timid voice said behind him. He looked back to see a girl with short navy blue hair, pupilless eyes, and was wearing a light purple kimono. Do you want to play? The girl said. Sure, the boy said. My name is Hinata Hyuga, what's yours? She asked. Naruto Uzumaki, he said, then he stuck his hand out waiting for her to shake his hand. It's nice to meet you and Naruto, she said as she timidly shook his hand. It's nice to meet you too, Hinata, Naruto said as he saw Hinata blush. Here, you sit on the swing and I'll push you, Naruto said as he got off the swing. Okay, Hinata said, then she got on the swing. So why are you playing with me? Naruto asked as he pushed her. Huh? Hinata said. Everybody hates me, they all avoid me, Naruto said. I actually wanted T2P play with you as sooner B, but my father wouldn't let me, Hinata said. Your father? Naruto said. And my father doesn't want me to play with you, but he had a meeting today, and I thought I could play with you, Hinata said. You stutter a lot, Naruto said. I'm sorry, Hinata said. You don't have to apologize, Naruto said. My father says I'm weak, Hinata said. Why? Naruto said, confused. It's because I can't master the gentle fist, Hinata said. Gentle fist? Naruto said. It's a fighting style only the Hyuga clan knows, Hinata said. I think you're strong, Naruto said, trying to hide his blush. Really, and Naruto, she said. Naruto nodded. Do you want to be friends? Naruto asked while blushing. Why, yeah, Hinata said while blushing as well. So since we're friends we'll look out for each other, Naruto said. Yeah, Hinata said. Hinata, what do you think you're doing near him? Hiashi Hyuga yelled as he walked over to them. Father, Hinata said. I told you. You are not to go near that boy, Hiashi said, then he grabbed Hinata's hand and then walked away. But Father, Hinata said. No buts, Hiashi said as he walked away. They all hate me, Naruto said quietly. A week later, ever since Naruto and Hinata became friends, Hiashi has strictly forbidden Hinata to see him again. I'm all alone, Naruto muttered as he sat on the same swing he always sat on. He looked at the same group of kids playing with each other. Hey, it's that kid my parents told me to avoid, one of the kids said. My dad said to never go near him, another kid said. He's a freak, another kid said. Freak, the kids yelled at Naruto. Freak? Naruto thought. As he got up and ran away to his home. Once he quickly got into his home, which was empty, as usual. Naruto cried as he leaned against the door. I don't understand. Why? I didn't do anything to them, but why do they all hate me? Naruto thought as his tears kept on streaming down his face. I want to disappear. I don't want to be here. Where everybody hates me. Naruto thought. That's it. I'll run away, Naruto thought as he dried his tears. Then he quickly started to pack all of his clothes, food, or anything essential into his backpack. Naruto just finished when he heard a faint knock on the door. Who could that be? Naruto thought, then he walked to the door and opened it. Naruto came face to face with Hinata. Hinata, Naruto said, not believing she was there. It's nice to see you again, and Naruto. Hinata said. How are you here? Naruto said. My father had another meeting and I took that as a chance to go and see you, Hinata said. But how did you know that I lived here? Naruto said. I saw you run to your home when I was looking for you, Hinata said. Oh, Naruto said. Then Naruto, why are you carrying a backpack? Hinata said while looking at the backpack in Naruto's hand. Hinata, I'm running away, Naruto said. What? Hinata said. I'm running away, Naruto said again. Why? Hinata said. It's because I hate it here, everyone here hates me except you. Naruto yelled. Is that why you're leaving? It's because everyone hates you, Hinata said. Naruto just nodded. I'm coming with you then, Hinata said. Naruto was taken back and looked at Hinata in disbelief. But Hinata, what about your father? Naruto said. My father hates me because I'm weak. All of members of the Hyuga clan thinks I'm weak, Hinata said. Hinata, Naruto said. And besides we're friends. We're supposed to look out for each other, right? Hinata said. Yeah, Naruto smiled. Hinata, you have to go home and pack up everything you need and some food. Me at the swing where we first met at 10 p.m. Alright, Naruto said. Alright, Hinata said, then she looked at the clock. I have to go, my father's meeting is going to end soon. I have to get home before the meeting ends, Hinata said. Then what are you waiting for? Go. Naruto said. Then Hinata quickly rushed back to the Hyuga compound before Hiashi finished his meeting. Hinata quickly packed some clothes, food, and etc. 10 p.m. Naruto was waiting by the swing where he first met Hinata. His bag was already full of all the things he needed. Then Naruto heard a noise in the bushes and he saw Hinata. She was wearing black pants and shirt since she couldn't wear kimonos. Sorry I'm late, Hinata said. You didn't come late, I was here early, Naruto said. Hinata just blushed. Come on, we have to hurry, Naruto said, then he grabbed Hinata's hand and ran. The entrance is unguarded for a short amount of time before they close the gates. We have to get there before they close it, okay, Naruto said. Hinata nodded. Then they saw the entrance. Naruto motioned Hinata to be quiet and then they quickly ran through the entrance and left the village behind. After about 20 minutes of running, both of them stopped to catch their breaths. We did it. We ran away, Naruto said as he looked behind to see if anybody was running towards them. Then Naruto, where are we going to go now, Hinata said. We're going to go everywhere, we're going to travel everywhere and see everything, Naruto said. But what if we run out of food, Hinata said. We'll just get a temporary job, and if we're in the forest we'll just look for anything that's edible, Naruto said. Oh okay, Hinata said. Let's walk a little more, we can't be too careful, Naruto said. Hinata nodded and walked with him. Then Naruto, Hinata said. Yeah? Naruto asked. Do you think that we'll come back to the Leaf Village, Hinata said. Yeah, one day we will come back, but it's going to be a long time before we come back, Naruto smiled. Hinata just blushed. Then Naruto, where are we going? Hinata asked. I was thinking. How about we go to Suna, Naruto said. But and Naruto, if we're going to Suna, then we need to go that way, Hinata said while pointing to the right. Oh, silly me. I have no sense of direction, Naruto smiled. Then he walked in the direction Hinata was pointing towards. I sure am glad that you're with me, Hinata, Naruto smiled. Hinata blushed a deep shade of red. Come on, Hinata, to Suna, Naruto said with Hinata walking right next to him. Hey Hinata, how much longer until we reach Suna, Naruto whined. Then Naruto, it's going to be about a day or two before we reach Suna, Hinata said. What? Naruto said. Naruto, just be patient, we'll reach Suna before you know it, Hinata comforted. Yeah. Hey, let's take a break first, Naruto said. They both stopped and rested under a tree. I wonder if anybody notices that I'm gone yet, Hinata said. I'm sure that they probably noticed by now, Naruto said. Huh? Hinata said. Your father should have noticed by now, Naruto said. I'm not even sure anymore, Hinata said. What do you mean, Naruto asked. I don't know if my father ever loved me, Hinata said. Come on, Hinata, let's keep on going, Naruto said, trying to cheer Hinata up. Why yeah, Hinata said as she followed Naruto. At night, Hinata, we should stop and camp here, Naruto said, stopping. Oh okay, Hinata said, putting her backpack on the ground. Naruto looked through his backpack and pulled out 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Here Hinata, I made these before we left, Naruto said, offering her one. Thank you, and Naruto, Hinata said as she took the sandwich. So, why do you want to go to Suna, and Naruto, Hinata said as she took a bite of the sandwich. I don't know why, but I just want to go there for some reason, Naruto said as he took a big bite of his sandwich. How long are we going to stay in Suna once we get there, Hinata said. I don't know, a couple of days maybe, Naruto said as he finished the rest of his sandwich. Oh Hinata said as she finished her sandwich. You should get some rest. I'll keep watch in case anybody comes, Naruto said. Are you sure you'll be okay, Hinata said. Don't worry, just get some rest, Naruto said as he handed her a blanket. Oh okay. Thank you, Hinata said as she wrapped the blanket around her and fell asleep. The next morning, Hinata, wake up, it's time to get going, Naruto said while shaking Hinata. I'm up, Hinata said, still sleepy. Come on, it's morning, Naruto said, then he handed her an apple. Where did you get the apple? Hinata asked as she took the apple. When I was keeping watch, I decided to walk around a little and I saw the apple tree. So I just took as many apples as I could carry and brought them here, Naruto said as he took a bite out of the apple. Oh, Hinata said as she ate the apple. Okay, we should get going, Naruto said once he finished his apple. Oh okay, Hinata said as she took one last bite of her apple. Okay, let's go. Naruto walked off. And Naruto, it's this way, Hinata said pointing to the right. Right, Naruto said, then he quickly turned right. Hinata quickly walked with him. Later that day, Naruto and Hinata were nearing the end of the forest only to see the desert right after it. We should stop and rest until it's nighttime, Naruto said as he put his backpack down on the ground. Huh? Hinata said. We'll be able to travel through the desert easier at nighttime and nobody would notice us, Naruto said as he sat down. Oh okay, Hinata said as she sat down. She heard somebody snoring and she instantly turned her head to see Naruto already sleeping. I'm not surprised that he's tired, he stayed up all night just to make sure that nobody would see us, Hinata thought as she looked at Naruto. I should get some rest too, Hinata thought before she went to sleep. At night, Hinata woke up to see that Naruto was still sleeping like a log. Then Naruto, wake up, Hinata said as she tried to shake him awake. I'm up, Naruto yawned and stretched. That was a good nap, Naruto said. Then Naruto, we should get going, Hinata said. Oh, yeah, and Naruto said, then he stood up and took a flashlight from his backpack. So which way should we be going, Naruto asked. All we have to do is go straight, Hinata blushed. Oh that's good, Naruto then grabbed Hinata's hand and walked straight. Hinata was as red as a tomato when she looked at hers and Naruto's joined hands. I'm glad it's nighttime, it would be embarrassing if he saw me with my face all red, Hinata thought. Later that night, Naruto and Hinata were coming close to the entrance to Suna. When Hinata remembered something. Then Naruto Hinata said as she stopped walking. Yeah, Naruto said. How are we going to get into Suna without being seen by the shinobi? Hinata said. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot about that, Naruto said. So what are we going to do? Hinata said. Let me think, Naruto panicked. Then Naruto Hinata said. I got it. Naruto said. Huh? Hinata said. We'll sneak into Suna the same way we snuck out of Konoha, Naruto said. Huh? Hinata said, confused. We'll just sneak into Suna when they're in the middle of changing gourds, Naruto said. Oh okay, Hinata said. Hinata, they're changing the gourds, we have to hurry, Naruto said. Then he grabbed Hinata's hand and quickly ran through the entrance of Suna without anybody noticing them. They kept on running for about 10 minutes until they stopped to catch their breath. But we got in without anybody noticing, Naruto said. And Naruto, what are we going to do now? Hinata said. Don't worry, we'll figure it out later. It's already morning, Naruto said. It's morning, Hinata said. Then the sun started to rise. Yeah, it took us all night to get to Suna, Naruto said. So what do we do? Hinata said. Let's go see what kind of food they serve here, I'm hungry, Naruto said as he walked in a random direction. Oh okay, Hinata said as she followed Naruto. Later that day. How do the people here live with the heat? Naruto whined as he dragged his feet. The heat is not that bad, and Naruto, Hinata said, walking right next to him. How can you stand the heat, Hinata? You're wearing a jacket, Naruto said, looking at Hinata who was fumbling with her jacket. Hinata put on her baggy jacket right before they started to travel across the desert. Well, Hinata said. Hey look, it's a playground, Naruto said, looking at the kids playing with a ball. The ball rolled away to a red-haired kid who sat on the swing holding a teddy bear. The ball hit his foot and the boy picked up the ball and tried to give it back to them, but the kid said something that was too familiar to the Kyuubi holder. Stay away from him, a boy yelled as he ran away. Freak, another boy said as he ran away as well. Monster, a girl yelled as she ran away. Wait. The red-haired boy yelled. He's just like me, Naruto thought. Hinata looked at Naruto knowing what he was thinking. They both looked at the red-haired boy who stood alone holding a ball and his teddy bear. Hinata and Naruto both watched as the boy slowly walked back and sat on the swing. He looked so lonely, just like Naruto did, Hinata thought. Then without warning, Naruto took Hinata's hand and walked up to the red-haired boy. Hey, my name's Naruto, Naruto greeted, and then he looked at Hinata. I'm Hinata, Hinata said. She looked at the red-haired boy. He had the kanji of love on his forehead, and his jade eyes were so lonely. So what's your name? Naruto said. Gaara, he said. Do you want to play? Gaara, Naruto asked. Gaara was taken back by the question but answered. Sure, Gaara said as he got off the swing. How about we play catch with the ball? Naruto said. Okay, Gaara said as he put his teddy bear on the ground. Then he picked up the ball and he threw it to Naruto, who threw it to Hinata, who threw it back to Gaara. I haven't seen you guys around here, Gaara said as he threw the ball to Naruto. Well, it's because this is the first time for us being here, Naruto said as he caught the ball, and then he threw it to Hinata. So you guys know each other, Gaara said as he caught the ball Hinata threw. Yep, Naruto said. Hinata just blushed and nodded. So you guys are friends, Gaara said. Naruto and Hinata nodded. Hey, I have a question, Naruto said. Yeah, Gaara said as he threw the ball to Naruto. How did you get the kanji on your forehead? Naruto asked as he caught the ball. I got it when my uncle tried to kill me, Gaara said. Hinata dropped the ball that Naruto threw to her. Is that why those kids avoided you? Hinata said. No, they feared me before that. I thought that my uncle cared about me, but he hated me like all the others, Gaara said. Oh, Hinata said as she picked up the ball. You guys hate me now, Gaara asked. No, Naruto grinned. Gaara looked at Hinata waiting for her answer. And no, Hinata said. Why? Gaara said. It's because you're like us, Naruto grinned. Like you, Gaara said, confused. At the village Hinata and I came from, everybody hated me, they all despised me. Hinata was the only friend I had there, Naruto said. And my family hates me because I'm weak, Hinata stuttered. You guys are just like me, Gaara said. Hey, do you want to be friends? Naruto said. Huh? Gaara said. Friends? Friends look out for each other, Naruto said. Friends? Gaara said. So do you want to be friends? Naruto said. I don't know, Gaara said. I understand, Naruto said. Then the three heard a strange noise and then they saw a masked ninja appear right in front of them holding a kunai. I can't let him hurt Naruto and Hinata, they're the first people that actually played with me, Gaara thought. Then the ninja lunged at them. Gaara immediately made the sand attack the ninja. Sand coffin, Gaara said as the sand crushed the ninja. Gaara looked at a shocked Naruto and Hinata. They're not going to want to be my friends now. They'll probably hate me like everybody else, Gaara thought. That was so cool. Naruto yelled. Ha, Gaara said, surprised of his reaction. How did you do that? Naruto said. You weren't scared of me, Gaara said, still surprised. Why would we be scared of you? You saved us from the ninja, Naruto said. Hinata nodded. I wonder why that ninja tried to attack us, Hinata said. It was probably after me, Gaara said. Huh? Naruto and Hinata said. He's probably one of the assassins that father hired to kill me, Gaara said. Then he looked at Naruto and Hinata, who were shocked. Your father hired somebody to kill you, Naruto said. It's not the first time. My uncle was the first one who tried to kill me, Gaara said. How could you live with a family like that? Naruto said. I have no other place to go. Gaara said. Then why don't you come with us, Naruto said. Huh? Gaara said. We ran away from our village, Hinata said. Yep, we ran away since I didn't want to live in a place where everybody hated me, and Hinata didn't want to be called weak all the time by her family, Naruto said. But where do you guys live, Gaara said. We don't live anywhere, we're just going place to place. This place being the very first place we've been to, Naruto said. Oh, Gaara said. So do you want to come with us, Naruto said. Don't you fear me, Gaara said. Nope, Naruto said. Hinata stuttered a no. Then go with you, Gaara said. Yay. Naruto cheered. Hinata just smiled. And Naruto, are we going to leave tonight then, Hinata said. Yeah, since Gaara is leaving with us, Naruto said. So how are we going to leave, Hinata said. I can make my sand transport us outside of Suna, Gaara said. Their problem solved. Gaara, go home and pack anything you need, clothes, food, water, all the essentials, Naruto said. Okay, Gaara said. We'll be waiting for you here until you come back, okay, Naruto said. Okay, Gaara said as he ran off. The Kazukiage Tower, I think that's where Gaara lives. I have to hurry, I don't want to keep them waiting, Gaara thought as he took his backpack and quickly packed anything he needed. I just hope that my father doesn't send assassins after me after I leave. I don't want my friends to get hurt because of me. Gaara felt happy when he remembered that Naruto and Hinata were now his friends. Once Gaara finished packing, he made sure that nobody was watching, and then he quickly used his sand to transport himself to the playground. At the playground, Naruto and Hinata were waiting when they saw a big bowl of sand form and disappear to reveal Gaara. Hey Gaara, was that how you transport yourself, Naruto asked. Yeah, Gaara said. Come on, we should hurry, Naruto said. Gaara nodded and then he motioned Naruto and Hinata to come closer to him. Then the sand started to surround the three and after a little while they were outside of Suna. That felt weird, Naruto said. Yeah, using this technique might give you motion sickness, Gaara said. Then Naruto, are you okay? Why, you look a little pale, Hinata said. I'm fine, Naruto said, then he quickly went behind a sand dune and puked. Is that normal, Hinata said. Don't worry, it's completely normal, Gaara said. Okay, now I'm fine, Naruto said, emerging from the sand dune. So where should we go, Gaara said. We should avoid the desert since Gaara ran away. How about we go to a place where it snows, Naruto said. Okay, Hinata and Gaara said. Yeah, Naruto said as he walked to the right. And Naruto, if you want to go to place where it snows you have to go this way, Hinata said, and pointed to the left. Gaara did the same thing. Oh yeah, that's right, Naruto said, then he quickly went left. He doesn't have a sense of direction, does he, Gaara said. Why yeah, Hinata said. Come on guys, let's go. Naruto yelled. Then Hinata and Gaara quickly walked with Naruto. Naruto, Gaara, and Hinata were now resting under the shade of a tree enjoying the apples that Naruto gathered the other day. Hey Gaara, Naruto said, trying to get Gaara's attention. Yeah, Gaara said. I was just wondering, Naruto said as he took a bite of his apple. Wondering about what, Gaara said before he took a bite of his apple. Your father sent assassins after you and your uncle tried to kill you. I was wondering. Why didn't you go all cold and heartless, Naruto said as he took another bite of his apple. Gaara looked down at the ground, remembering his uncle's face when he said that he despised him like everybody else. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, Naruto said, sensing that Gaara was remembering all the bad times of his life. When my uncle died he told me that my mother hated me and that she named me Gaara because she wanted me to destroy Suna, Gaara said. Naruto and Hinata just listened for Gaara to continue. Before he died he told me to only love myself and fight for myself, Gaara said, still looking at the ground. And that's when the sand made this kanji on my forehead, Gaara said, pointing at the kanji. So how did you not go crazy or anything, Naruto said. At night when my uncle died I really wanted to kill everybody. But for some strange reason I didn't want to. I thought that maybe if I was still kind people would want to be my friends, Gaara said, then he took a bite of his apple. But even if I was kind everybody still hated me, Gaara said as he took another bite of his apple. Naruto said. But then you guys became my friends, Gaara said as he looked up at them and then gave a small smile. If it weren't for you guys I probably would have been alone my entire life, Gaara said, then he took a bite of his apple. We're friends now, Gaara, and friends look out for each other, Naruto said, then he finished the last of his apple. Then Naruto's right, Hinata said as she finished her apple. You guys are really good friends, Gaara said, then he finished his apple. Come on guys, let's get going, Naruto said, then he walked to the right. Naruto, all we have to do is go straight, Gaara said, making Naruto stop in his tracks. Oh yeah, straight ahead, Naruto said as he walked straight with Hinata and Gaara with him. At night, we should rest here for the night, Naruto said as he put his backpack down. Oh okay, Hinata said as she put her backpack down. Gaara did the same thing. I'll make sure that nobody sees us, you guys go get some sleep, Gaara said. Thanks, Gaara, Naruto said before he yawned and went to sleep. Good night, Gaara, Hinata said before she fell asleep. In the morning, Hinata, wake up, Gaara said as she shook Hinata awake. I'm up, Hinata yawned. I need your help waking up, Naruto, Gaara said as he pointed at Naruto who was sleeping like a log. Then Naruto, wake up, Hinata said as she tried to shake Naruto awake, but Naruto still slept. I already tried that, and I only have one thing to say, Naruto can sleep like a log, Gaara said as he looked at Naruto. I have an idea, Hinata said. What is it, Gaara asked. Then Naruto, breakfast. Hinata yelled. Then Naruto suddenly shot up and looked around. Breakfast, Naruto said as he looked at Hinata and Gaara. Yeah, so let's eat, Gaara said as he took out some granola bars from his bag and gave them to Hinata and Naruto. Hey Hinata, how much longer until we reach a place that has snow, Naruto asked before he took a bite of his granola bar. I'm guessing if we're lucky that we should get there later this day. Hinata said, then she took a bite of her granola bar. If that's true, then we should change our clothing for clothes that suit cold climates, Gaara said before he took a bite of his granola bar. You're right, Gaara, Naruto said before he took another bite of his granola bar. So once we're done eating we should change into warmer clothing, Naruto said as he took another bite. Oh okay, Hinata said as she ate her granola bar. Once everybody finished eating they started to change their clothes. Hinata changed her clothes somewhere else since Naruto and Gaara were boys. Once everybody was done changing, Naruto was wearing an orange jacket and baggy black pants, Gaara was wearing a red jacket and also had baggy black pants like Naruto. Hinata was still wearing her baggy jacket from last night and she was still wearing black pants. Okay, let's go. Naruto yelled as he walked straight with Gaara and Hinata following him. Later that day. Hey guys, it's snowing, Naruto said as he looked at the snow that was falling. Wow, this is the first time I've seen snow, Gaara said as he looked Naruto running around trying to catch one of the snowflakes on his tongue. It's our first time too, Hinata said as she caught some of the falling snowflakes in her hands. Naruto, come on, there's a village up ahead, Gaara said. Naruto stopped running around and then followed Gaara and Hinata to the village. Once they got to the village they bought some gloves since they didn't want their hands to freeze. Naruto got orange gloves, Gaara got red gloves, and Hinata got lavender gloves. Once they were done with getting gloves they started to walk around the village. Naruto, Pav, Gaara and Hinata and I were walking around the village. We were crossing a bridge when I saw a kid sitting there wearing nothing but a large shirt and pants. Isn't she cold, I thought as we walked up to her. I stopped and looked at her. Her hair was all messy and her shirt and pants looked like it could barely keep her warm, she wasn't wearing any shoes or socks. Hi, I said to her. She looked up at me. Her eyes there looked so lonely, I thought as I looked at her. Hi, she replied. I'm Naruto, this is Hinata, and Gaara, I said as I pointed to my friends. Hi, Hinata said. Hi, Gaara said. Hi, she replied. Aren't you cold, I asked. Yeah, but I'm used to the cold, she said. If you don't mind me asking, where are your parents? Hinata asked timidly. They're dead, she said, her voice void of any emotion. I am sorry, Hinata said. You don't have to be, she said. How did your parents die? Gaara asked. What kind of question is that? I thought I mean who asks a person's parents how they died. My father killed my mother and he tried to kill me, but she said. But what I said. I killed him before he killed me, she said. She's just like Gaara, I thought as I looked at Gaara, who must have been thinking the same thing. You're just like me, Gaara said. The girl looked confused. I killed my uncle before he killed me, Gaara said. I see, she said. Hey, do you want to come with us, I said. She looked taken back from the question and so did Gaara and Hinata. Huh? She said, confused. Do you want to travel with us, I said to her. Then Gaara yanked me towards him. Are you crazy, we don't even know her name, Gaara whispered. We can't just leave her here, I said, pointing at her. She said, trying to get our attention. I know that, Gaara said. She looks like she's going to freeze to death, I said. She said, still trying to get our attention. I know that, boo, Gaara said. Then Naruto, Gaara, Hinata said, getting our attention. We both turned to her. Yeah, we both said. She's trying to say something, Hinata said, pointing at the girl. What is it? I asked. I'm a boy, he said. What? Me, Hinata, and Gaara yelled. Why you're a guy, Naruto said. The boy nodded. Gaara said at a loss for words. I'm so sorry, it's just that you look so much like a GGGG, Naruto stuttered. Like a girl, the boy finished. Yeah, Naruto said. It's okay, he said. What is your name? Hinata asked. It's Haku, he said. Nice to meet you, Gaara said, finally getting over the fact that Haku was a boy. It's nice to meet you too. Haku said. So do you want to come with us, Naruto said. Huh? Haku said. Do you want to come travel with us, Naruto said again. Sure, Haku said. It's better than just waiting out here in the snow until I die from starvation or freezing to death, Haku thought. Welcome to the group, Haku, but first we should get you some warmer clothes, Naruto said as he looked at Haku's shirt and pants. You're right, Haku said. Dear, you could wear this, Naruto said as he pulled out a brown jacket from his backpack and gave it to Haku. Thank you, Haku said as he put the jacket on. Come on, let's go look around, Naruto said as he ran off. We better go after him, Gaara said. Hinata and Haku nodded and they ran after Naruto. Meanwhile in Konoha. What do you mean you still can't find her? Hiashi Hyuga yelled at the ninja that was in front of him. Sir, calm down, the ninja said, annoyed by the way Hiashi had spoken. How can I calm down? Hiashi yelled. Sir, I'm just the ninja who's delivering the message. If you have any complaints, you should go tell that to the Hokage, the ninja said before he disappeared. Oh, believe me, I will, Hiashi muttered as he quickly stormed out of the Hyuga compound towards the Hokage tower. At the Hokage tower, the third Hokage was just finishing the last of his paperwork when Hiashi Hyuga stormed into his office. Oh no, not him, the third Hokage thought. Hokage, how can you still not know where my daughter is? Aren't you even looking for her? Hiashi yelled as he slammed his hands on the Hokage's desk. Oh, why me, the third Hokage thought. Hiashi, calm down, he said. I'll calm down when you answer my questions, Hiashi said. Fine. What's your first question, the Hokage said. How come you haven't found my daughter yet? She's been missing for about 3 days. I doubt she could have traveled far, Hiashi said. Hiashi, like I told you before, we are doing the best we can. It's just now that easy. Once Hinata left Konoha, she could have gone anywhere. The Hokage said. Then why can't you send out more ninjas? She's the heir to the Hyuga clan, Hiashi said. Hiashi, we can't send every ninja, we have to look for your daughter, the Hokage said. Think about it, sending 30 people looking for a single person, it's kind of stupid. She's the heir to the Hyuga clan, Hiashi repeated. Yes, I know that the heir is an important person in the Hyuga clan, but it still doesn't change the fact that I can't send any more ninja to go look for your daughter, the Hokage said. But Hiashi said. No buts, Hiashi, now get out. I'll tell you if we have any news of Hinata, the Hokage said. Fine, Hiashi said as he left the Hokage's office. Once Hiashi left, the third Hokage immediately relaxed in his chair. Hinata's not the only child that left Konoha. I haven't seen Naruto either, he's the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, if he isn't safe, bad things would happen. He heard somebody knocking on the door. It better not be Hiashi again, he thought. Come in, he said. The door opened and Anko walked in. Anko, how was your mission, the Hokage said. It was a complete success, Lord Hokage, Anko said. What's wrong, Anko, you're unusually quiet. He said. Lord Hokage, when I was coming back to the village I heard a strange rumor from one of the inns I stayed at, Anko said. A rumor? He said. Yes, it's a rumor about Suna, Anko said. Suna, he said. Yes, it seems that the Kazukiyage's youngest son has disappeared, Anko said. Kazukiyage's youngest son, the Hokage said. Yes sir, but I'm not sure that the rumor is even true, Anko said. Thank you for telling me this, Anko, you may leave now, the Hokage said. Yes Lord Hokage, Anko bowed and then left the room. The Kazukiyage's youngest son, the Hokage thought. Back with Naruto and the others. Achu, Hinata sneezed before she pulled her jacket closer to her. Hey Hinata, you okay? You aren't coming down with a cold, are you, Haku asked. Don't worry, I'm fine, Hinata said. Hey guys, I heard people say that people sneeze when people talk about them behind their back, Naruto said. That's ridiculous, Gaara said. Come on Gaara, it could be true, Naruto said. Meanwhile in Suna, where in the world could he be, the Kazekage said as he sat in his office. Gaara never came home and I know he wasn't killed because the assassin I hired was found dead, the Kazekage said. The people are starting to spread rumors too, he thought as he looked at his paperwork. Ugh, even when he isn't here Gaara is still trouble to deal with, he muttered as he looked through some of the papers of assassins. Back with Naruto and the others. Achu, Gaara said before he wiped his nose. Hey Gaara, are you Ajay, Haku asked. Don't worry. It's nothing, Gaara said. It could be because somebody's talking about you behind your back, Naruto said. Whatever, Naruto, Gaara said as he kept on walking. Naruto, Hinata, Gaara and Haku were walking down the snow-covered street. Haku was wearing the brown jacket that Naruto gave to him and was wearing baggy black pants that Gaara gave to him. Achu. Naruto sneezed. You feeling okay, Naruto, Haku asked. I don't think my body likes the cold, Naruto said as he wiped his nose. It's your fault, you wanted to go somewhere that snowed, Gaara said. Hey, I didn't hear any complaints from you when we saw snow, Naruto said. SON, Naruto, where should we go next? Hinata asked. I don't know, how about we just pick a random direction and walk that way, Naruto said. You do know that we could get lost by doing that, Gaara said. Come on, it's going to be awesome, trust me, Naruto said. Fine, but don't blame me when we're lost, Gaara said. So which direction are we going, Haku asked. I'll choose once we're out of the village, Naruto said. The others nodded and then they left the village. Once they were outside the village they all looked at Naruto. Let's go that way, Naruto pointed to his left. Naruto, if you wanted warmer weather we should go this way, Haku said as he pointed to his right. Warmer weather, here we come, Naruto said as he walked to the right. The others just sighed then followed Naruto. Meanwhile in Suna, a sand ninja was standing in the Kazukiyage's office in front of the Kazukiyage. What did you call me for, Lord Kazukiyage, the ninja asked. I have a mission for you, the Kazukiyage said. A mission, the ninja said. I'm well aware that you know that Gaara is missing, right, the Kazukiyage said. Yes sir, the ninja said. Your mission is to find Gaara and kill him, the Kazukiyage said. Yes sir, the ninja said. And make sure that nobody knows of this mission, the Kazukiyage said. Understood, the ninja said. But now leave, the Kazukiyage said. Yes sir, the ninja said before he left. Meanwhile in Konoha, the leaf ninja was in front of the Hokage. You wanted to speak to me, Lord Hokage, the ninja said. Yes, I want you to look for the missing Hyuga, the Hokage said. Oh, you mean Hinata Hyuga, the girl who disappeared a couple days ago, the ninja asked. Yes, it seems that all the ninja that were sent to go find her had no success. So you are our last hope of finding Hinata Hyuga, the Hokage said. And if I wasn't able to find her, the ninja said. Then Hinata Hyuga would be proclaimed dead, the Hokage said. I see, the ninja said. You may leave now, the Hokage said. Understood, the ninja said before leaving the Hokage's office. Back with Naruto and the rest. We should camp here, Naruto said as he looked around. They were in the middle of a forest. I'll go get some wood to make a fire, Gaara said as he walked off. We'll just get some food ready then, Naruto said. Then he took out 4 bowls of instant ramen from his backpack. But don't we need water to eat those, Haku said. We'll just get some water from the river over there, Naruto said as he pointed at the river in the distance. But don't we need a pot, Haku said. I have a pea pot, Hinata said as she took a small pot from her backpack. Isn't your backpack heavy from carrying the pot around in it? Haku asked. It's not that heavy, Hinata said. I'm going to go get some water from the river, Naruto said. Then he took the pot that Hinata was holding and walked to the river, leaving Haku with Hinata. What made you join Naruto? Haku asked. Huh? Hinata said, startled. Why did you run away with Naruto? Haku asked. Well, and Naruto was the first friend I ever had, and I wanted to run away from our village, just like he did, Hinata said. Really? Haku said. Hinata nodded her head. Are you sure it isn't because it's because you like him? Haku said. Hinata turned as red as a tomato once he said that. How did you know? Hinata said with her face all red. You have to be blind to not see that you like Naruto, Haku said. Is it really that obvious? Hinata said. Well, it seems that Naruto doesn't see that you like him, Haku said. Why, yeah, Hinata said. I got the water, Naruto said as he walked over to them with a pot full of water. And Naruto, Hinata said. Is still not back yet, Naruto said as he put the pot full of water down. It seems he's still collecting firewood, Haku said as he looked around. I guess we'll have to wait then, Naruto said as he sat down. A couple minutes later, Gaara came back with firewood. Sorry I took so long, Gaara said as he set the firewood down. It's okay, Naruto said as he started to make sure the firewood was good. Then he took a lighter out of his backpack and set the firewood on fire. You carry a lighter, Haku said. Hey, I thought a lighter would come in handy, Naruto said as he put away the lighter. Let's just wait for the water to boil, Hinata said as she put the pot over the flame. After a couple of minutes the water started to boil and everyone started to eat their cup noodles. Hey guys, I just figured something out, Naruto said as he ate some of his instant ramen. What did you figure out? Haku asked as he ate his ramen noodles. I just figured out that we barely know anything about each other, Naruto said as he ate more of his ramen. You're right, Gaara said as he ate more of his ramen. How about we answer one question that we are asked, Naruto said. Okay, the others said. Okay, I'll go first. What do you guys want to ask? Naruto said as he finished his ramen. Do you have any family members? Gaara asked. No, I don't remember ever seeing my parents' faces, Naruto said as he looked down. Ever since I could remember I was alone, Naruto said. Naruto, Haku said. So that's my answer, so who's going to be the next person? Naruto lifted his head and smiled. I'll be next, Gaara said. Okay, do you have any family members besides your father? Naruto asked. I have an older brother and sister, but they fear me like everybody else does, Gaara said. So what are their names? Naruto asked. I thought we were supposed to answer one question, Gaara said. You're so mean, Gaara, Naruto whined. I'll be next, Hinata said. Do you have any family? Gaara asked. I have a father, a little sister, and a cousin, Hinata said. What about your mother? Gaara asked. And my mom died giving birth to my little sister, and my aunt died giving birth to my cousin, and my uncle died when I was 3 years old. Gaara said. So what's my question? Haku asked. How long have you been living on the streets? Naruto asked. I guess it was about a couple of months, Haku said. You were living on the streets for a couple of months in those clothes. How did you stay warm? Naruto said. I only have to answer one question, Haku said. You're just like Gaara, Naruto whined. We should get some sleep. Hinata said. Yeah, we should, Haku said. Haku said. Then he looked at Naruto, who was already snoring. Haku sighed and pulled a blanket out of Naruto's backpack and wrapped it around Naruto. I'll stay awake and keep the fire going, Gaara said. Oh okay, Hinata said. Then she took a blanket from her backpack and wrapped it around herself and then went to sleep. Gaara, do you have a blanket I can use? Haku asked. Gaara took out a blanket from his backpack and gave it to Haku. Haku thanked him before he went to sleep. The next morning. Haku, Hinata, wake up, Gaara said as he shook both of them awake. I'm up, Hinata yawned. What? Haku yawned as he woke up. I need your guys' help to wake up Naruto, Gaara said as he pointed to Naruto, who was still snoring. Did you tell him that it was breakfast? Hinata said. I did, but he didn't even move, Gaara said. Here, let me try, Haku said. Then he walked over to Naruto. Naruto. Breakfast. Haku yelled. Naruto still didn't budge. Hinata, you try it, Haku said. Oh okay, Hinata walked over to Naruto. Then Naruto. Breakfast. Hinata yelled, and this time Naruto lazily got up and looked around. Breakfast, Naruto said. Yeah, Gaara said as he took out granola bars from his backpack and handed one to everybody. Once everybody was finished with their granola bar, they started walking again. Later that day, the four were taking a break from walking, but Naruto wanted to explore some more, so he just walked in a random direction. After a couple of minutes, Naruto came back to them. Hey guys, come with me, I want to show you something, Naruto said as he grabbed their hands and dragged them for a couple of minutes until they saw a huge waterfall and there were flowers growing along the river. Wow, Haku said. You can say that again, Gaara said as he looked at it. It's so pretty, Hinata said. Yeah, how about we hang out here for today, Naruto said. Sounds good to me, Haku said. Okay, Gaara said. Oh okay, Hinata said. The four walked over to the waterfall and put their stuff down, and Naruto, Haku, and Hinata were playing in the shallow end in the river. Gaara just watched since he didn't want his sand to get wet until Naruto splashed water on him, making Gaara splash Naruto back, which resulted in all of them having a water fight. Later that day, I hate washing laundry, Naruto said as he washed his clothes in the river. Dirty laundry isn't going to clean itself, Gaara said as he washed his clothes. Come on guys, it's not that bad, Haku said as he washed some clothes. Haku is right, Hinata said as she washed her clothes. I just hate washing laundry, Naruto said as he finished washing his laundry, then he hung them up to dry. Shortly after the rest finished and hung their laundry to dry. Hey, Gaara, Haku, come help me, Naruto said as he motioned them towards the river. What do you want, Naruto? Gaara asked as he walked over to him. Come help me get fish so we can eat it for lunch, Naruto said as he walked into the river. But I don't want to get wet. Gaara said. How about you just throw some rocks in the river and direct them towards Naruto and me, Haku said. Okay, Gaara said as he picked up a couple of rocks and walked towards the river. Haku walked into the river with Naruto. After a couple of minutes Naruto finally got a fish. I got it, Naruto said as he held the fish. Good job, Naruto, Haku said. After a couple of minutes they caught 3 more fish. Wow guys, these look great, Hinata said as she looked at the fish. They sure do. Come on, let's hurry up and cook these. I'm hungry, Naruto said as he started to make a fire. Okay, they all said. After a couple of minutes they were eating the fish. So what should we do after lunch, Naruto said as he took a bite of his fish. We should gather some food just in case we run low on food when we're traveling, Haku said as he ate his fish. That's a good idea, Gaara said as he ate his fish. Why yeah, Hinata said as she ate her fish. So it's decided we're going to gather food after we finish eating, Naruto said, then he took another bite of his fish. Okay, the others said. After they finished eating they put out the fire and got their backpacks and started to look for food. Hey guys, look, I found an apple tree, Naruto said. The others quickly looked at the apple tree that Naruto found. Come on, let's hurry and get as many apples as we can, Naruto said. The others nodded and started to pick the apples. Meanwhile, the sand ninja was at a waterfall with flowers growing along the river. The sand ninja looked at the recently put out fire. He's around here, the ninja thought before he went to go look for Gaara. After the sand ninja was out of sight, the leaf ninja emerged from his hiding place. What is a sand ninja doing here, the leaf ninja thought, then looked at the fire. That fire was put out recently. The ninja thought before leaving in the same direction the sand ninja left. Back with Naruto and the others. Wow, look at all the apples we collected, Haku said as he looked at the gigantic pile of apples on the ground. Yeah, and we wouldn't have been able to carry all of these if Hinata hadn't packed an extra bag. Thanks, Hinata, Naruto said. It was nothing, Hinata said as she turned red. Come on, let's hurry and put the apples into the bag, Gaara said as he picked up an apple. The others just nodded and started put the apples into the bag. Then Gaara's hand suddenly shot up and protected Gaara from the kunai that were thrown at him. All of them looked behind them and saw the masked sand ninja. I found you, Gaara, the sand ninja said. Who are you, Haku asked. You're a ninja that my father ordered to kill me, right, Gaara said. That is correct, the ninja said. What is going on here, Haku asked. We'll tell you later, Naruto said. You, the sand ninja pointed at Hinata. You're Hyuga, aren't you, the sand ninja asked. How did you know, Naruto asked. Her eyes. Only a Hyuga has those eyes, the ninja said as he saw Hinata hide behind Naruto. My mission is to kill Gaara and to make sure that nobody knows of this mission. Unfortunately for you, that means I cannot leave any survivors, the ninja said. Gaara, what does he mean by that, Naruto asked. Naruto, the ninja just said that he's going to kill us, Haku said. What? Naruto yelled in disbelief. The girl's correct, the ninja said. But I'm Haku said, but the sand ninja threw some shuriken at Haku before he finished his sentence. Gaara quickly made his sand to protect Haku, making the shuriken become embedded in the wall of sand. Thanks, Gaara, Haku said. Don't mention it, Gaara said, then he made his sand go towards the sand ninja. Then they heard a scream come from Hinata. The boys quickly looked back to see Hinata being held by the leaf ninja. Hey! Let Hinata go. Naruto yelled as he charged at the leaf ninja, only to be kicked by him. I'm afraid I cannot do that, the leaf ninja said. What is a leaf ninja like you doing here, the sand ninja said. I'm on a mission that the Hokage gave me. I'm supposed to bring back Hinata Hyuga alive, the ninja said. I'm sorry, but I cannot let you bring her back. The sand ninja said, then he threw shurikens at the leaf ninja who deflected them with the kunai. Hinata struggled to get out of the leaf ninja's grip but couldn't, so she bit down on the leaf ninja's arm. Ouch. The leaf ninja said as he let go of Hinata, who ran towards her friends. Then Naruto, are you okay? Hinata asked as she looked at Naruto. Don't worry, I'm fine, Naruto said. Then the sand ninja threw several kunai at the children, but it was blocked by Gaara's sand. Thanks, Gaara, we'd probably be dead if it weren't for you, Haku said as he watched Gaara's sand surround them. You're my friends. We're supposed to look out for each other, right, Gaara said as he looked at them. Right, Naruto smiled. Then the sand ninja threw more weapons at the children, but Gaara's sand protected them. We can't stand here all day. What are we going to do, Haku asked. Let me think. Let me think, Naruto panicked as the sand blocked a kunai that the leaf ninja threw. You might want to hurry, I don't know how much longer I can keep this up, Gaara said as he made his sand block another kunai. I got it. Naruto said. What? Gaara said. Gaara, can you transport us back to the waterfall? Naruto whispered to Gaara. Yeah, I can do that, Gaara said. But so can you do it now? Naruto said. Gaara nodded and made his sand surround them. Naruto, what is he doing? Haku asked. We'll tell you later, just stay close to us, Naruto said. Haku nodded and stayed close to them as the sand surrounded them. Then after the sand stopped surrounding them, they were back at the waterfall. How did Gaara do that? Haku said. We'll explain later, but right now we have to run. Those ninjas are going to catch up to us soon, Naruto said as he put on his backpack, but then a kunai was thrown right in front of his feet. It's too late to run. The sand ninja said as he appeared before them. Uh-oh, we're in trouble, the kid said. Then the sand ninja threw a kunai at Hinata, but Naruto jumped in front of Hinata and the kunai hit his hand. Ah! Naruto yelled in pain as he took the kunai out of his hand, his blood still dripping down his hand. Naruto! His friends yelled. And Naruto, Hinata said as she looked at Naruto's bloody hand. Don't worry, I'm okay, Naruto said as he looked at his hand. Are you sure? Haku said. Naruto pushed Haku out of the way of the shuriken that the sand ninja threw. That was a close one, Naruto said as he looked at the shuriken. Thanks, Naruto, Haku said. You, Gaara said as he looked at the sand ninja. Gaara, Naruto said as he looked at Gaara. You heard my friends, Gaara said. And now you're going to pay. Gaara said as his sand quickly rushed to attack the sand ninja. Naruto, what's going on? Haku asked. I don't know, Naruto said as he saw Gaara's sand attack the sand ninja. The sand ninja then threw a kunai with a paper bomb attached to it at Gaara. Gaara, it's a paper bomb, Naruto yelled. What? Gaara said as he looked at Naruto. The kunai with the paper bomb exploded right in front of Gaara, sending him crashing into Hinata because of the force. Sorry, Hinata, Gaara said as he got up. It's so okay, Hinata said as she got up. What was that? Gaara asked. That was a paper bomb, Naruto said. And how do you know that? Haku asked. I saw those in a book I had at home, Naruto said. The sand ninja took out another kunai and attached another paper bomb and threw it at Gaara, but Gaara's sand shot up and protected Gaara. The kunai exploded as it hit the wall of sand that protected Gaara. We have to find a way to deal with this guy, Haku said. Hey Haku. Do you know how to throw a kunai? Naruto asked. Yeah, I know, Haku said. How about shurikens? Naruto asked. Yeah. Why? Haku asked. You have good accuracy, Naruto said. I guess. Naruto, why are you asking me these questions? Haku asked, then looked at Naruto who had kunai-said shurikens in his hand. Do you think you could hit the sand ninja? Naruto asked. I think so, Haku said as he took a kunai from Naruto. Okay, Gaara and I will distract him while you throw the kunai at him, Naruto said. Okay, Haku said as he gripped the kunai in his hand. Naruto picked up a rock with his left hand since his right hand was injured and he walked over to Gaara. I can't throw very well with my left hand since I'm right-handed, Naruto said. It's okay, all we have to do is get him distracted long enough for Haku to throw the kunai at him, right? Gaara said. Right, Naruto said. Then he threw the rock at the sand ninja as hard as he could, but it didn't make it. So Gaara took this opportunity to make his sand attack the ninja. While the ninja was avoiding the sand, Haku waited for the sand ninja to stop so he can throw the kunai. When the sand ninja stopped for a brief moment, Haku took the opportunity to throw the kunai at the sand ninja. Luckily the ninja didn't see the kunai and it pierced his shoulder. AHH, the sand ninja yelled in pain. Yes, it hit, Haku said as he looked at the ninja. Alright, great job Haku, Naruto said. Then they heard Hinata scream. They all looked behind them to see the leaf ninja holding a struggling Hinata in his arms. Hey, let go of Hinata, Naruto yelled. Sorry, no can do, the ninja said. Hinata bit down on the ninja's arm like she did last time, except this time the ninja didn't let her go. Ouch, the ninja said, but didn't let Hinata go. So Hinata started to kick her legs and accidentally kicked the ninja in the last place he wanted to be kicked. Aya, the ninja cried out in pain, letting Hinata go. Hinata quickly ran away from the leaf ninja. Hinata, are you okay? Naruto asked. Don't worry, I'm fine, Hinata said. The sand ninja threw a couple of more kunai with paper bombs attached to them towards the kids. Oh, Naruto said before the paper bombs went off. When the smoke cleared, all of them were unharmed thanks to Gaara's sand. Wow, Gaara, you're a lifesaver, Naruto said. Don't mention it, Gaara said. The sand ninja quickly threw another kunai with a paper bomb attached to it towards the kids. The four quickly ran away from the paper bomb once it hit the ground. That was a close one, Haku said. Too close if you ask me, Naruto said. The ninja threw more paper bombs at them, but the four couldn't run away since they were at the wall of the waterfall. Guys, get down, Haku yelled. They all looked at him. What? Naruto said, confused. He attached the paper bombs to the wall of the waterfall. Once they explode, the rocks will fall on us. Haku yelled, then the paper bombs exploded. Oh crap, Naruto said before everybody got down on the ground, the rocks started to fall on them. Once the smoke cleared, there was only a humongous pile of rocks where the four children used to be. I don't sense any chakra coming from the rocks, the ninja thought. That means they're all dead, the sand ninja thought. Then he looked at the leaf ninja who was now standing and looking at the pile of rocks. It looks like I failed my mission, the leaf ninja said. The sand ninja just walked away. I thought that you were going to kill me, the leaf ninja said, making the sand ninja stop. I was only ordered to kill anybody who knew about my mission. You did not know anything about my mission, so I won't have to kill you, the sand ninja said before he took off. I better go back to Konoha and report to the Hokage, the leaf ninja thought before leaving. About half an hour later, we're still at the waterfall. The pile of rocks started to move. Then one of the rocks was pushed out of the way. Cough is cough, everyone cough. Alright, Gaara asked as he got out from the pile of rocks. I'm alright, Haku said before he coughed from the dust, then he got out from the pile of rocks. I'm fine. Hinata, are you okay? Naruto asked as he got out. I'm okay, Hinata said as Naruto helped her get out from the pile of rocks. Wow, that was a close one, Naruto said. We wouldn't have survived if it weren't for Gaara, Haku said. Flashback. As the rocks started to come down on them, Gaara quickly made his sand cover him and his friends from the falling rocks. Once the rocks stopped falling on them, Gaara asked if they were okay. I'm okay, Haku said. I'm fine, Naruto said. I'm alright, Hinata said. We should stay here for a little while until they leave, Gaara said. Okay, they all said. After 5 minutes, can we go out now, Naruto asked. No, the others said. Why not? Naruto whined, then Haku smacked Naruto. Haku, why did you do that? Naruto whined as he touched his cheek. It's because you're being loud and we have to wait a bit longer, Haku said. Why? Naruto asked. It's because we have to wait until they get a good distance away from us for us to get out without them knowing, Haku said. Why? Naruto asked. So we can get away from them, Haku said. Why? Naruto said. You're just saying why so you can piss me off, aren't you? Haku said. Why? Naruto said. Now Haku was really starting to get pissed off. After 15 minutes of arguing, they finally got out from under the gigantic pile of rocks. And flashback. If it weren't for you, Gaara, we would have been dead, Naruto said. If it weren't for me, you guys wouldn't have been there in the first place, Gaara said. That's true, but you saved us, so that completely makes up for that sand ninja thing, Naruto said. Come on, we should get going, Haku said. Right, everybody said and started to get ready to leave. And Suna with the sand ninja. I know it takes a whole lot longer to get to Suna than just half an hour, but let's just pretend that the sand ninja already go there, okay? The sand ninja stood in the Kazukiyage's office telling the Kazukiyage that the mission was a complete success. Is there anybody else that knows of this mission I sent you on, the Kazukiyage asked. No sir, the sand ninja said. You have done well, Baki, you may leave, the Kazukiyage said. Yes sir, Baki said as he left. In Konoha, the leaf ninja was standing in the Hokage's office telling him about his mission. I see, so Hinata Hyuga is dead, the Hokage said. I'm sorry Hokage, I failed, the leaf ninja said. It's okay, the Hokage said. Yes it is, I was standing right there when the girl died, the leaf ninja said. It is not your fault, the Hokage said. I'm sorry, the leaf ninja said. You may leave now, Itachi Uchiha, the Hokage said. Itachi nodded and left. Hey Naruto, let me look at your hand, Haku said. Huh? Naruto said. Just let me give you first aid so your hand doesn't get infected, Haku said. Oh, okay, Naruto said as he let Haku clean his wound. So do you think that those people will leave us alone now, Naruto asked. Most likely, they probably think that we're dead, Gaara said. So where should we go now, Haku said as he started to wrap bandages around Naruto's hand. I don't know, Gaara said. How about I just pick another direction for us to travel in, Naruto smiled. Haku and Gaara just sighed. If Naruto's just going to pick a random direction to travel in, we're going to get lost before we know it, Haku and Gaara thought. We better get going, ouch. Hinata said as she fell to the ground. Hinata. The four boy said. Are you okay? Naruto asked as he walked over to Hinata. I'm okay. Ouch, Hinata said as she touched her ankle. Here, let me take a look at your ankle, Haku said as he started examining her ankle. Is she okay? Naruto asked. It looks like she twisted her ankle. Don't worry, it's nothing serious, Haku said. But she can't walk, Gaara pointed out. Yeah, so she can't walk until her ankle heals, Haku said. If she can't walk, then I'll carry her, then Naruto said. Hinata instantly turned as red as a tomato once he said that. And Naruto, why you don't have to do that, Hinata said. Come on, Hinata, what kind of friend would I be if I didn't help you when you need it, Naruto said. Oh okay, Hinata said. Okay, then I'll carry Hinata. Haku, Gaara, you carry our bags, Naruto said. Okay, the two boys said. Come on, Hinata, get on my back, Naruto said. Hinata blushed, but did what he said. So which way are we going to go, Naruto? Haku asked as he picked up Naruto's backpack. Let's go this way, Naruto, as he started walking to the right. Okay, the boy said as they followed Naruto. I'm sorry if I'm heavy, and Naruto, Hinata said. Don't worry, Hinata, you're as light as a feather, Naruto said. Oh okay, Hinata said. You know, you apologize too much, Naruto said. I am sorry, Hinata said. See, you're apologizing even though you didn't do anything wrong, Naruto said. I am sorry, Hinata said. Okay, now I'm starting to agree with Naruto, you apologize too much, Gaara said. I am sorry, Hinata said. Okay, now I'm starting to agree with him, Haku said. I am sorry, Hinata said. Naruto stopped walking, which made the Haku and Gaara stop walking. Hinata, you should stop apologizing, Naruto said. As much as I hate to say it, I completely agree with Naruto, Haku said. Yeah, me too, Gaara said. You see, wait, what do you mean you hate to say it? Naruto said as he turned to look at Haku and Gaara. Nothing, they both said. Nothing, my ass. Naruto yelled. Then Naruto calmed down, Hinata said. Naruto just sighed and walked on. Haku and Gaara walked right next to him. After a couple of minutes Haku stopped walking, making the others look at him. Hey Haku, what's wrong? Naruto asked. I'm sorry, Haku said. Huh? Naruto said, completely taken back at what Haku said. I'm sorry, Haku repeated. What for? Naruto asked. I didn't mean to say what I said, Haku said. Me too, Gaara said. Yeah, I'm sorry that I yelled at you guys, Naruto said as he looked at them. Hinata softly giggled at the scene she witnessed. All the boys looked at her. What's so funny? Naruto asked. I'm sorry, it's just that before we were talking about that I apologized too much and now you guys are apologizing to each other. Hinata giggled. Well, that is kind of funny, Gaara said. I still think you apologized too much though, Naruto said. I am sorry, Hinata said. Stop apologizing already, Naruto said. I am sorry, I mean no, okay, Hinata said. Finally a reply that doesn't have a thank you, Naruto said. It's starting to get dark, we should probably stop and set up camp soon, Haku said as he looked at the sky. Can't we travel just a little bit more, Naruto asked. Naruto, if we travel in the dark we'll just end up lost, Haku said. Before Naruto could respond, a boy around their age was running towards them. He had white hair and was wearing a lavender kimono and he was holding something in his hand. He basically looks like what he did when he met Haku in the anime manga. I don't know, I only read to book 18. Are you from the village hidden in the mist? The boy asked. No, the village hidden in the mist is that way, Haku said as he pointed behind them. Oh, I'm sorry for wasting your time, then the boy said before running off. Okay, that was weird, Naruto said. His eyes, Haku said. Everybody looked at Haku. His eyes were like mine, Haku said. Huh? Naruto said. His eyes look lonely like mine, Haku said. Oh, Naruto said. How could I forget I had those same eyes, but that was before I met Hinata, Gaara, and Haku. Naruto thought, and then he looked at Gaara and Haku. We all had those eyes that showed only loneliness, but that was before we met each other, Naruto thought. Hey guys, let's go this way, Naruto said as he started running to the left with Hinata still on his back. Wait, Naruto, Haku said as he saw Naruto run. Come on, we better catch up with him before he gets into any trouble, Gaara said before he started running after Naruto. Haku followed shortly after. Later that night, are you happy, Naruto? We're lost thanks to you, Haku said as he tried to look around. How was I supposed to know that this was going to happen, Naruto said as he tried to look through the mist. Well, we're near the village hidden in the mist. I think the word hidden in the mist would have gave something away, Gaara said as he tried to look around as well. Gee guys, I see someone, Hinata said. Everybody looked at her. Really? Where? They all asked. He's right over there, Hinata pointed straight ahead. They walked in the direction Hinata was pointing and saw the boy. His back was turned to them and he was about to do something when Naruto said something that made him stop. Hey, it's you, Naruto said. The boy turned around to look at them. Hi, the boy said. So what are you doing here, Naruto asked. I could ask you the same thing, the boy said. Well, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for him, Haku said as he pointed at Naruto. Hey, I didn't know that this could happen, Naruto said. So why are you here, Gaara asked. It's because I have no other place to go, the boy said. No other place to go, Naruto repeated. Yeah, the boy said. How about you come with us, Naruto said. The boys was taken back by the question, so was Haku and Gaara. Before the boy could respond, Haku and Gaara pulled Naruto towards them. Are you crazy? We just met him, Gaara whispered. So? Hinata and I just met you when I asked you to come with us, Naruto said. Yeah? Boo, Gaara said. We don't even know his name, Haku said. I didn't know your name either when I asked you if you wanted to travel with us, Naruto said. Well, yeah, Haku said. So do you want to come with us, Naruto asked the boy. Sure, I have no other place to go to anyway, the boy said. Great, Naruto said. So do you know how to get out of here, Naruto asked. Follow me, the boy said. They started to follow him. So what's your name, Naruto asked. Kimimaro, he said. Well, nice to meet you, Kimimaro, Naruto grinned. 5 kids were walking through the snow-covered forest. We should take a break, Naruto said as he stopped walking. Okay, the others said. So Naruto, where are we going exactly, Kimimaro asked. I don't really know, we're just traveling in a random direction, Naruto said. You do know we could get lost that way, right, Kimimaro said. Yeah, I know, Naruto said. I'm starting to worry about him, Kimimaro thought. Then Gaara put his hand on Kimimaro's shoulder. We think the same thing too, Gaara said. Kimimaro nodded. Hey Hinata, let me look at your ankle again, Haku said. Hinata just nodded and let Haku examine her ankle. What's wrong with her ankle, Kimimaro asked. Well, before we met you we had a little run-in with a couple of people that we didn't really want to meet, Naruto said. People you didn't want to meet, Kimimaro said. Yep, let's just leave it at that, Naruto said. What am I supposed to say? Oh, we just had a run-in with an assassin that was hired by Gaara's father to kill him and a ninja that was told to bring Hinata back home, Naruto thought. Actually, that doesn't sound that bad if I think about it, Naruto said. What doesn't sound bad, Kimimaro asked. What? I said that aloud, Naruto said. Yeah, pretty much, Kimimaro said. That was a rhetorical question, Naruto said. Really? Kimimaro said. Your ankle is doing a lot better, but it's not well enough for you to walk, Haku said as he looked at Hinata's ankle. Oh okay, Hinata said. So Haku, how's her ankle, Naruto asked. It's doing better, but she can't walk yet, Haku said as he bandaged Hinata's ankle. So you still have to carry her, Gaara said to Naruto. Okay, Naruto said. Haku, how much longer until we reach a village, Gaara asked. I'm guessing if we're lucky, we'll get there around evening, Haku said. Well, we better get going then, Naruto said. Okay, they all said as they started walking again. Later that day. Hey guys, I see a village. Naruto yelled. You don't have to yell, Naruto. We can see it too, Kimimaro said. Come on, let's go, I'm starving. Naruto said as he walked towards the village, the others following him. Hey Hinata, do you think you can stand, Naruto asked. I think so, Hinata said. Then Naruto let her stand. I stay here, I'll be back shortly, Naruto said. Naruto, where are you going, Haku asked. Don't worry, I'll be back, Naruto said before running off. You could have at least answered the question. Haku yelled. So what do we do, Kimimaro said. Naruto said to stay here, so I guess we'll have to stay here until he comes back, Gaara said. After a couple of minutes they saw Naruto running towards them. Hey guys. Sorry I took so long, Naruto said. It's okay. Where were you anyway, Gaara asked. I just went to buy these, Naruto said holding up a pair of black sunglasses. Sunglasses? Haku said. They're for Hinata, Naruto said. Huh? The others said. Well, Hinata's eyes stand out a lot and we can't change her eyes, so if nobody sees her eyes then nobody will recognize her, Naruto said as he handed Hinata the glasses. And why do we not want people to recognize Hinata, Kimimaro asked. We'll tell you later, the boy said. So are we going to go find a hotel to stay in, Gaara said. No, we should conserve the little money we have left, Naruto said. I agree with Naruto, Haku said. So I guess we're sleeping in the woods again, aren't we, Kimimaro said. Yep, the boy said. Okay, now which way is the woods, Naruto asked. The others just sighed and pointed to the right. That way, they said. Okay, the woods, here I come, Naruto yelled before running in the right direction. Naruto, wait, you're supposed to carry Hinata. Haku yelled, then Naruto came running back. Sorry, Hinata, Naruto said. It's okay, Hinata said. Come on, Naruto said as he motioned Hinata to get on his back so he could carry her, then he walked towards the forest, the others following him. In the woods. This looks like a good spot to camp, Naruto said. I don't think we should camp outside, Haku said as he looked at the sky. What do you mean by that? Naruto asked. Then they heard thunder and was then followed by a downpour of rain. That's why, Haku said as the rain came down on them. Aw, man, Naruto whined. Come on, we better find shelter quick, Gaara said. Yeah, we should, Kimimaro said as he tried looking around. You guys see anything, Naruto asked. No, the boys replied. There's a sea cave over in that D direction, Hinata pointed. Are you sure, Naruto asked. Yeah, Hinata said. Come on. Naruto said to the others, and they quickly ran in the direction that Hinata pointed in, and surely enough there was a cave, and they quickly ran into the cave. Wow, it's raining cats and dogs out there, Naruto said as he looked at the rain. It sure is, Haku said as he looked at it. Where I used to live it was rare to see it rain like this, Gaara said as he looked at the rain. Of course it was rare, you lived in the desert. And how could you live in a place that is so damn hot? Naruto said. Do I have to answer that, Gaara said. I would like an answer, Naruto said. So, no, Gaara said. Come on guys, let's go see if we can make a fire, Haku said as he walked deeper into the others agreed with him and followed. Then they came to a part of the cave when it was divided into two tunnels. Which one should we take, Kimimaro said as he looked at the tunnels. One of them could be a dead end, Haku said as he looked at the tunnels. I have an idea, Naruto said making the others look at him. What kind of idea, Gaara said. This one, Naruto said as he picked up a rock and threw it in one of the tunnels, and they listened as they heard the echo. Then Naruto picked up another rock and threw it in the other tunnel making another echo. We should take this one, Naruto said while pointing at the tunnel to the right. Why, the others asked. Because the echo that was produced from this tunnel was softer than the one at the right, Naruto said. Oh, I get it. You threw those rocks so you could hear which one made a bigger echo. The one that has the louder echo means that it has a dead end, the one with the softer echo means that it doesn't have a dead end, or it just has more tunnels, Gaara said, making everyone understand what Naruto was doing. Oh. The others said. Then they walked to the left tunnel. After a couple of minutes of walking, the tunnel finally ended, leading the kids to a clearing. Holy cow, it's a village. Naruto yelled. Holy cow, it's a village. Naruto yelled. Well, actually, Naruto, it's an abandoned village, Haku corrected. Huh? Naruto said, confused. Haku just sighed and started to explain. There isn't a single soul here and the houses look worn and old. Haku said. Oh, Naruto said, understanding what Haku said. We should probably go down there to see the village, Gaara suggested. The others nodded and started to walk towards the village. Wow, Haku's right, it is an abandoned village, Naruto said as he looked at the village. Oh, I wonder what gave that away, Gaara said, his voice dripping with sarcasm. Don't start giving me sarcasm. Naruto yelled. But I just did, Gaara said. Gaara. Naruto yelled. What? Gaara said. Guys, let's just look around, Haku said. Okay, the kid said. They split up into two groups. Haku, Hinata, and Kimimaro as one groups and Naruto and Gaara as the other. But Haku, Hinata, and Kimimaro. I wonder what happened to the people who lived here, Hinata said as she looked around. They were probably killed, Haku said as he looked at one of the houses. They killed, Hinata said. Most likely by the mist ninjas, Kimimaro said. What? Hinata said confused. In the village hidden in the mist anybody who possess a bloodline limit is killed, Haku said. What? Hinata said. It's true, they killed all of my clan, I'm the only one that's left, Kimimaro said. My mom possessed a bloodline limit, but she kept it hidden knowing she would be killed if they found out. But my father found out and he killed her, and then he was going to kill me because I have it, but I killed him before he could, Haku said. Oh, Hinata said. You have a bloodline limit as well, right, Kimimaro asked. Yeah, it's called the B by Akugan, Hinata said. You're lucky, if people in the mist found out that you possess a bloodline limit they would have killed you. Haku said. What Sea clan are you guys from, Hinata asked. I'm from the Kagaya clan, Kimimaro said. The Kagaya clan, isn't that the clan that can fight using their bones, Hinata said. Yep, Kimimaro said, then he made a bone come out of one of his fingers. I fight using my bones, and I can make new bones, Kimimaro said. So what clan are you from, Haku asked. The Hyuga clan, Hinata said. So what clan are you from, Hinata asked Haku. I don't know what my clan is called, Haku said right after they heard a crash. We better go check on Naruto and Gaara, Kimimaro said. The two nodded and started to head towards where they heard the crash. But Naruto and Gaara stood in front of a pile of rubble which Naruto caused. Hey, are you guys okay? Haku yelled as he ran over to them. We're fine, Naruto said. So what was that crash we heard then, Kimimaro said. What? Oh, that, well, you see, Naruto said. Let me guess you did it, Haku said as he looked at Naruto. Well, well, you're right, Naruto said. The others just sighed. Well, what happened, Kimimaro said. Well, this is how it happened, Gaara started to say. Flashback. Naruto and Gaara were looking at one of the abandoned houses. Well, Gaara was looking at it, Naruto was just poking the house. Naruto, what are you doing? Gaara asked as he looked at Naruto poking the house. I'm poking the house, Naruto said. Obviously, Gaara thought. I can see that. What I want to know is why you are doing it, Gaara said. Well, there's nothing else here than these abandoned houses, Naruto said as he kept on poking the house. Nothing's going to happen if you keep on poking the house, Gaara said. Then the house that Naruto was poking collapsed. I didn't do it, Naruto said. That is like the worst possible time to say that, Naruto. Especially when I saw you poke the house at the same time, Gaara said. Hey. How was I supposed to know that would have happened? Naruto yelled. That's why you should be more careful around things that aren't yours. Gaara yelled. Well, technically since the village was abandoned the house didn't belong to anyone, Naruto said. Never mind, Gaara said. Why do I even bother, Gaara thought. Hey Gaara, look over here, Naruto said. Gaara looked at what Naruto was referring to. It was a bunch of gigantic rocks stacked against the cave wall. Do you think anything is behind it, Naruto asked. I can't see through rocks, Gaara said. I know that. Naruto yelled. I don't know what's behind those rocks, Gaara said as he looked at the rocks. So, let's clear the rocks away and see if anything is behind them, Naruto said as he picked up one of the rocks and set them aside. Naruto, Gaara said. What, Gaara? Naruto asked as he picked up another rock. About half of the rocks there are about twice your size, I doubt you could push them away, Gaara said. So Naruto said as he picked up another rock, then all of the rocks started to fall down. Luckily for Naruto none of them hit him. Nice going, Naruto, Gaara said as he looked at the used-to-be pile of rocks. How was I supposed to know that was going to happen? Naruto yelled. Flashback end. Well, look on the bright side, at least you got the rocks moved out of the way, Hinata said, trying to cheer Naruto up. Oh yeah? Naruto said happily. Well, it seems there was another tunnel behind that pile of rocks, Haku said as he pointed at the tunnel. Shall we see where it leads to, Kimimaro said. Yep, they all said. They started to enter into the tunnel. After about 5 minutes of walking through the tunnel they finally reached the end of the tunnel. When the tunnel ended they looked at the clearing in front of them. Wow. Naruto yelled as he looked at the clearing. The cave walls had 9 animals painted on it, all of them with a different number of tails. One of the paintings sparked Naruto's interest. It was a picture of a fox with 9 tails. There was some writing underneath the painting, but they couldn't see what it said. Naruto walked up to the painting of the 9-tailed fox. Naruto, what are you doing? Haku asked as he walked over to Naruto. Haku, Naruto said. Yeah, Haku replied. Have you ever heard of the 9-tailed fox? Naruto asked. No, I can't say I have, Haku said. Have you guys heard of the 9-tailed fox? Naruto asked the others. I have no idea what you are talking about, Kimimaro said. I think I heard about it once, it was called the Kyuubi, right? Gaara said. Yeah, Naruto said. I remember. It was the monster that attacked Konoha. The 4th Hokage killed him, right, but at the cost of his life. Hinata said. Hinata. I don't think he killed the 9-tailed fox, Naruto said as he looked at the picture of the Kyuubi. What do you mean? And Naruto, Hinata asked. And one of you guys read what is under the picture of the Kyuubi? Naruto asked. Sure, Haku said as he walked closer to the painting and looked at the writing that was under the picture and started to read. The Kyuubi. The strongest of all of the tailed Biju. On the day of October 10 the Kyuubi attacked Konoha, killing everybody who was in his path. The fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, sealed the Kyuubi inside of a baby boy. By the name of Uzumaki Naruto, Haku said as he stopped reading. Everyone looked at Naruto. Naruto, Haku said. Haku? Keep on reading, Naruto said. Haku just nodded and kept on reading. The seal that the fourth Hokage used cost him his life. The boy, Uzumaki Naruto, was then put in an orphanage. The third Hokage passed a law that no one is to ever tell the boy, Uzumaki Naruto, that he has the nine-tailed fox sealed inside of him. The boy, Uzumaki Naruto, will always be hated by the citizens of Konoha. The villagers will only see the boy as the Kyuubi that attacked their home and killed their loved ones, and fourth Hokage. Uzumaki Naruto is a monster. Haku finished reading. They all turned to look at Naruto, who was now silently crying. Naruto, Hinata thought. I'm a monster, Naruto quietly said, but everybody heard him. I'm a monster, Naruto said as he cried. Then am I a monster, Gaara said quietly. Everybody looked at Gaara. What do you mean by that, Gaara? Naruto asked as he stopped crying and wiped away his tears. Haku, can you read what it says under the picture of the one-tailed raccoon, Gaara asked. Shukaku is a raccoon, right? Okay, Haku said and began to read. The Shukaku, in order to create the ultimate weapon, the Kazukiage, used a jutsu to bind an incarnate of sand to his unborn child. When the child was born, he took the life of his mother. The child cannot be hurt, the sand will always protect the demon child and obey its commands. The boy was named Gaara, a monster who will only love himself and fight for himself. That boy was born a monster, Haku finished. I already knew this, but you guys didn't know, Gaara said. Is that the reason why the kids avoided you when we were in Suna? Naruto said. Yeah, Gaara said. So we're the same, Naruto said. Gaara nodded. We're monsters, Gaara said. Naruto nodded. That's not true. Hinata yelled. Everybody turned to look at Hinata. You guys aren't monsters. Hinata yelled. Hinata, Naruto said. You guys aren't monsters. You're the people that keep the Shukaku and the Kyuubi from coming out and killing everyone. Your existence keeps everybody alive. You aren't the monster that is inside of you, you are the ones that keep the monsters from running free. Hinata said. Everybody was shocked since that was the longest sentence they heard her say without stuttering. Hinata, Naruto said, then he saw Hinata crying. You guys aren't monsters. You're my friends. No. You're like family to me, Hinata said with tears streaming down her face. Then Naruto started to cry, but this time it wasn't because he was sad or lonely, he was happy. Naruto looked at Gaara, who was also starting to cry. This kind of gives you a warm fuzzy feeling, doesn't it? Haku whispered to Kimimaro. Yeah, it does, Kimimaro whispered back as he watched his three friends slowly stop crying. So, I guess we're family now, huh? Naruto said as he wiped his tears. Huh? Everyone else said confused. Well, you guys are the first people that are actually nice to me, and I consider you family, so do you? Naruto asked. I consider you guys as my family, Hinata said as she wiped away her tears. I think of you as my family as well, Haku said. After all, you guys saved me from when I was living on the streets. If it weren't for you, I would have died there. Haku thought. So do you? Naruto asked Kimimaro. I do, Kimimaro said. You asked me to travel with you guys when you barely knew me. If I haven't met you, who knows what would have happened to me, Kimimaro thought. I don't know what it's like to have a caring family, but I really like being with you guys. So yeah, I think of you as family as well, Gaara said. Naruto, Hinata, Gaara thought, you two were the first people who wanted to play with me. You didn't care if I was hated by others. You two were the first friends I ever made. Then he looked at Haku and Kimimaro. Haku didn't care if I had secrets, he always treated me like I was a normal kid like Naruto and Hinata. I haven't known Kimimaro for long, but I'm sure he's like Haku. So from now on, we're family, Naruto said. Family, they all said. So, don't you think it's weird, Haku said. Weird? What do you mean by that? Naruto asked. This village has been abandoned, yet they have knowledge about the Kyuubi and the Shukaku being inside of you, and Gaara, Haku said. Now that you mention it, it is weird now that I think about it, Naruto said as he looked around. They were probably people that could gather information quickly without anybody knowing, Hinata said. Wow, Hinata, you finally got over your stuttering, Naruto said as he looked at her. Why you, Hinata said. I guess I spoke too soon, Naruto said. Don't worry, Hinata, you'll get over your stuttering in due time, Gaara said, comforting her. Why yeah, Hinata said. Hinata's right, they people who lived in this village must have been experts in gathering information. That must have been the reason why they were killed, Haku said. Why? Naruto said, confused. The village hidden in the mist must have feared that the people in this village would be able to find out their weaknesses, so before that happened they killed them, Haku said. It surprises me how you can say that so casually, Naruto said. What do you mean by that? Haku asked. Never mind, Naruto said. He can talk about death so easily, but then again his father did try to kill him, Naruto thought. So do you think there are any survivors, Naruto asked. Why don't you ask that skeleton in the corner, Kimimaro said as he pointed behind him. What skeleton? Naruto yelled as he looked at the skeleton and hid behind Gaara. How courageous of you, Naruto, Gaara said sarcastically. Hey, this is the first time I saw a skeleton. Okay, Naruto said as he looked at the skeleton. You saw me kill a person, Gaara said. Hey, that guy tried to kill us. It was self-defense, Naruto said. What are you guys talking about, Kimimaro said. It's a long story, Gaara said. Very long story, Naruto said. Hey guys, there's a tunnel over here, Haku said. Let's go see where this one leads to, Naruto said as he started to go into the tunnel, the others following him. Once they reached the clearing, the only thing they could do was gasp. There were books and scrolls everywhere. Wow, they all said. This must be the place where they stored the information that they gathered, Haku said as he picked up one of the books that were on the ground and started to read it. So what does it say, Naruto asked. This is just some information about the Shinobi War, Haku said as he looked through the book. I'll just see what's in here, Naruto said as he opened a scroll. Hey Hinata, can you come over here, Naruto said. Oh okay, Hinata said as she walked over to Naruto. Do you know what this picture is, Naruto asked as he showed her the scroll. The scroll had the chakra system drawn on it. This is a picture of a shinobi's chakra system, Hinata said. I heard about it before, Grandpa told me about it once, Naruto said. Grandpa? Hinata said, confused. It's the nickname I always call the Hokage, Naruto said. The Hokage, Hinata said. Before I met you, Grandpa was the only person who treated me like a normal person, Naruto said. Then why did you leave, Naruto? Hinata asked. It's because I couldn't stand being hated by everyone, always seeing people glare at you wherever you go, Naruto said. Naruto, Hinata said. I was really happy when you became my friend, Hinata. You were the first person my age that played with me, Naruto said. Naruto, Hinata thought. Then suddenly Naruto pulled Hinata into a hug. Thank you, Hinata, Naruto said as he hugged her. Hinata blushed furiously from the contact. Thank you for being my friend, for not seeing me as the monster that is inside me. Thank you, Hinata, Naruto said as he hugged her. Thank you, Hinata, Naruto said as he hugged her. Doesn't watching this give you a warm fuzzy feeling, Haku asked Kimimaro and Gaara. I guess, Kimimaro said. And Gaara said. We should probably make them stop hugging soon, Kimimaro said. Yeah, Haku and Gaara said. Hey, when are you two lovebirds going to stop hugging, Haku said. Once Haku said that, Naruto and Hinata immediately stopped hugging each other and were blushing furiously. Haku, it's nothing like that. Naruto yelled with his face still red. If your face wasn't so red I would believe you, Haku said, making Naruto blush more. Let's just go look through these books and scrolls, okay, Naruto said. Okay, the rest of them said as they started to look through them. We should separate the scrolls and books, Haku suggested. Huh? Naruto said. We'll just put the scrolls on the left side of the room and the books on the right, Haku said. Oh, Naruto said. Okay, let's get started, Haku said. Okay, the others said and started to get to work. A little while later. Wow, that took a long time, Naruto said as he looked at the two big piles of scrolls and books. So what do we do now, Naruto said. We start looking through them, Haku said. Okay, me and Hinata can look through the scrolls while you, Gaara and Kimimaro can look through the books, Naruto said. Sure, they all said and started to look through the books. Hey, guys, look at this, Naruto said. What is it, Gaara asked as he walked over to Naruto. The guy in this picture is climbing the trees without using his hands, Naruto said as he showed them the picture. It was a picture of a ninja walking up the tree. How is that guy walking up the tree without using his hands, Kimimaro said. He's using chakra, Haku said. How do you know that? Naruto asked. It says that he's using chakra right beneath the picture, Haku said as he pointed at what was written beneath the picture. Yeah, I knew that, Naruto said. Right, Gaara said sarcastically. The man is transferring the chakra to his feet so his feet stick to the tree, thus letting him be able to walk up the tree without using his hands, Haku said as he pointed at the picture. Cool, so do you think we could do that, Naruto said as he looked at the picture. We probably can, if we know how to use chakra, that is, Haku said. I don't have any experience in using my chakra whatsoever. How about you guys? Naruto asked. Well, my chakra is infused with my sand and I already know how to use my sand as a weapon. So, I have experience in using my chakra, Gaara said. I always use chakra when I use my bloodline limit, Kimimaro said. Blood what? Naruto said. Wait, don't tell me that you never heard of a bloodline limit, Haku said. Okay, I won't tell you, then Naruto said. The bloodline limit is a certain ability that is passed down through the family. The person has to be related by blood to inherit the bloodline limit, Haku said. Did I get the definition right? Oh, so what's your bloodline limit, Kimimaro, Naruto asked. I can make new bones form in my body and I use them to fight, Kimimaro said, and then he made one of his finger bones come out of his hand. No offense, but that's just creepy, Naruto said as he looked at the bone that was in Kimimoro's hand. So, Haku, do you have any experience in using chakra, Naruto asked. I have used chakra before, but I wasn't exactly in control of the chakra, Haku said. What do you mean by that, Naruto asked. It was when my father was going to kill me that I unintentionally used my bloodline limit to kill him. Haku said. Oh, but you still have experience in using chakra, Naruto said. I guess, Haku said. Hinata, do you have any experience with using chakra, Naruto asked. Why yeah, when I need to activate my B bloodline L limit, Hinata said. So basically everyone here except me has experience with using chakra, Naruto said. Everyone nodded. I can't believe it, I'm behind everyone else when it comes to chakra, Naruto said as he slowly started to sink into depression. Don't worry, Naruto. I'm sure you're not that far behind, Hinata said, trying to comfort him, but Naruto was still in his depressed state. I don't think it's healthy for him to be depressed that long, Haku said as he looked at Naruto. I have to agree, Gaara said as he looked at Naruto. Me too, Kimimaro said. Someone has to get him out of his depressed state, or he's going to commit suicide soon, Haku said as he looked at the depressed Naruto. The other two boys could only agree. So, do you guys have any ideas, Gaara asked. No, Kimimaro said. I have one, Haku said. What is it? Gaara asked. Then Haku started to tell them about his plan. So if we're lucky, he might snap out of his depression. Haku said. It's a good idea. It's just, Kimimaro said. Just what? Haku said. It's just that, isn't that a little too extreme, Kimimaro said. We don't have any other choice, Gaara said. So, shall we start putting my plan into action, Haku said. The two boys just nodded. Hey Hinata, Haku said as he walked over to her. Why yeah, Hinata said. I need your help, Haku said. What do you need help with, Hinata asked. Haku then started to tell her about his plan. I don't think I can help you, Hinata said. Please Hinata, you're the only one that can, Haku said. Hinata said. It will help Naruto get out of his depressed state, Haku said. Oh okay, if it will help and Naruto, Hinata said as she walked over to Naruto. Then Naruto, Hinata said, but Naruto was still depressed. You can do it, Hinata, Haku cheered. Do you think Haku's plan will work, Kimimaro asked. Who knows, Gaara said. You can do it, Haku cheered. Then Naruto, Hinata said again, but Naruto was still silent. Hinata then walked up to Naruto and kissed him on the cheek. Their reaction, they both blushed and fainted. Thankfully Gaara and Kimimaro caught them before they hit the ground. I was expecting Naruto to faint, but I never thought that both of them would faint, Haku said as he walked over to them. Goes to show you never know what happens in life, Gaara said. True, Haku said. On, we should go look through the books and scrolls, Kimimaro said as he placed Hinata against the cave wall. You're right, Gaara said, then he placed Naruto against the cave wall. Then the boys started looking through the scrolls and books. A little while later. That was a weird dream, Naruto said as he got up. Oh, Naruto, you're awake, Haku said as he saw Naruto. Hey Haku, I just had the weirdest dream, Naruto said. Naruto, you're finally awake, Kimimaro said as he walked up to them. So what was so weird about your dream, Haku asked. Well, I was somehow depressed. Then Hinata walked up to me and kissed me on the cheek, Naruto said. That wasn't a dream, Naruto, a voice said behind them, making them jump. Gaara. What are you trying to do, give me a heart attack? Naruto yelled. No, Gaara said. You were really depressed, so I asked Hinata to kiss you on the cheek to see if that would make you stop being depressed. Who would have thought that both of you would have fainted once that happened, Haku said. Wait, where's Hinata, Naruto said. Don't worry, she's over there, Haku said as he pointed at Hinata, who was still out cold. So did you guys find out anything while looking through the scrolls and books, Naruto asked. Well, it seems that the scrolls contain information about jutsu, and the books contain information about history, Haku said as he picked up a book. This information could help us, we should take these with us, Haku said. Haku, it's not that I don't agree with you, it's just, Naruto said. Just what? Haku said. How are we going to travel with all these scrolls and books? That book over there is about twice the size of your head. Naruto said as he pointed at a gigantic book. He's got a point, Gaara said. Yeah, but this stuff is useful, Haku said. I know that it's just, how do you expect us to carry all of the scrolls and books, Naruto said. I have to agree with Naruto. We can't carry all of these books and scrolls, Kimimaro said. We can seal them into scrolls, Gaara said. How, the other boy said. When I was looking through a book it said that shinobi sometimes seal their weapons or things that they need into scrolls so that they won't get in the way when they travel, Gaara said. That sounds like a good idea, but do any of you guys know how to seal things into scrolls, Haku said. No, the other boy said. Just when we thought we had a solution, Haku said. I know how to seal things into scrolls, a timid voice said behind them. Hinata, you're awake, Naruto said as he looked at her. So you know how to seal things into scrolls, Haku said. Why yeah, Hinata said. So do you think you can seal all of these books and scrolls, Gaara asked. Why yeah, but I need some sealing scrolls, first Hinata said. I didn't find any sealing scrolls, did you, Haku asked. I didn't find any, Gaara said. Well, I did find some strange scrolls, but I don't know if they're sealing scrolls or not, Kimimaro said. What do you mean by that, Haku asked. Here, I'll show you, Kimimaro said as he led them to a pile of scrolls. When I was looking through the scrolls I found these ones, Kimimaro said as he picked up a scroll and opened it. I thought it was weird that there wasn't anything written on them, so I just put the ones that didn't have anything written on them into a pile, Kimimaro said as he showed them the scroll. So, Hinata, is it a sealing scroll, Naruto asked. Why yeah, Hinata said as she looked at the scroll. So can you seal all of the books and scrolls, Haku said. Why yeah, Hinata said. Then she went to her backpack which was against the cave wall and took out a paintbrush and a bottle of ink. What's the ink and paintbrush for, Naruto asked. I need them to seal the scrolls and books into the scrolls, Hinata said. Oh, Naruto said. Then Hinata started to seal the scrolls and books. A little while later. That's the last of them, Hinata said as she finished sealing the last of the books. That took a while to seal, Naruto said. What are you complaining about? Hinata did all the work, we just watched, Kimimaro said. Come on guys, we should get some rest, Haku said. Okay, they said. Good night guys, Gaara said. Good night, the others said before going to sleep. Hey Kimimaro, wake up, Gaara said as he shook him awake. What, Kimimaro said, still half asleep. We need your help, Gaara said. With what, Kimimaro said as he rubbed his eyes. To wake up, Naruto, Gaara said. Why can't you guys wake him up, Kimimaro said. Well, we are, but as you can see, I don't think he's going to wake up anytime soon, Gaara said as he pointed to Haku, who was trying to slap Naruto awake. Wake up, Naruto, Haku said as he repeatedly slapped Naruto. If this keeps on going on, Naruto will have too much brain damage, Gaara said as he looked at Haku slapping Naruto. So how am I supposed to help you guys, Kimimaro asked. Do you remember when Naruto screamed when he saw the skeleton, Gaara said. Kimimaro nodded. So are you thinking we can scare him away, Kimimaro said. Yeah, basically, Gaara said. So what do you want me to do, Kimimaro asked. Since none of us want to touch the skeleton, can you make a skull so we can scare Naruto, Gaara asked. Sure, Kimimaro said. Then he started to use his bloodline limit and started to make a skull. No offense, but it's kind of creepy when I watch you make bones, Gaara said. None taken, Kimimaro said as he held the skull that he made. So what are we going to do now, Kimimaro asked as he held the skull. Haku, Gaara said as he walked towards him. Yeah, Haku said as he kept on slapping Naruto awake. Stop slapping Naruto, Gaara said. Okay, Haku said before giving Naruto a final slap. Hey Naruto, Gaara said as he shook Naruto. Naruto only opened his eyes a little bit, only to come face to face with a skull. Ai. Naruto screamed and hugged the closest thing to him, which was Hinata. Naruto, Haku said, trying to get his attention. What, Naruto said as he stopped screaming. You might want to let go of Hinata, Haku said. Naruto said. Then he looked at Hinata, who was now as red as a tomato and was passed out. Hinata, don't die, Naruto said as he shook her. She's not dying, she just fainted, Haku said. After they got Naruto to calm down and once Hinata finally regained consciousness, they started to get ready to leave. Hey, Haku, Naruto asked. Yeah, Haku said. Can you see if Hinata's ankle is better, Naruto asked. Sure, Haku said. Then he walked towards Hinata to see if her ankle was better. It seems to be in good condition, Haku said as he examined her ankle. So do you think she's going to be able to walk, Naruto asked. Yep, she should be able to walk with no troubles at all, Haku said. That's good, Gaara said. Good? It's great, Naruto said as he hugged Hinata. Naruto, Kimimaro said. Yeah, Naruto asked. You might want to let go of Hinata, Kimimaro said as he pointed at a really red Hinata who was on the verge of fainting again. Oh, sorry, Hinata, Naruto said as he let her go. It's okay, Hinata said. Come on, let's go, Gaara said. Okay, the others said. Did you guys really have to do that, Naruto said as they exited the cave. Do what? The boy said innocently. You know what? Did you really have to scare me to wake me up, Naruto said. Well, we tried slapping you, but that didn't work out, Haku muttered. Well, anyway, let's just see if we can get anything to eat in that village we were in the other day, Kimimaro said. Okay, they said as they walked towards the village. Hey, Hinata, Naruto said. Why yeah, Hinata said. Can you put on the sunglasses I gave you the other day? I don't want people to recognize you, Naruto said. Oh okay, Hinata said. Then she put on the black sunglasses. So where do you think we should go first, Haku asked as they walked into the village. We should probably go visit the market first. You know, to get food, Naruto said as he rubbed his stomach, which was now growling. Okay, they said as they started to search for the market. We should just ask for directions, Haku said. I agree with Haku, Gaara said. Me too, Kimimaro said. Yeah, we should, Naruto said, followed by an agreement by his stomach. Excuse me sir, Haku said to a middle-aged man. He was bald and was wearing farmer clothes. Yes, the man said. Do you know where the market is, Haku asked. I'm sorry, the market is closed today, the farmer said. Oh man, Naruto said, his stomach growling. Say, I haven't seen you guys around here. Where are your parents, the man asked. They all said. The long story isn't it, the man said, sensing the children's hesitation. Yeah, Naruto said. Say, since my daughter says I should take it easy since my back gave out about a month ago. How about you kids help me with my farming? You can have some of the food that you harvested, the man said. Really, the kid said. Really, the man said. We'll do it, the kid said. Come on, I'll show where you'll be working, the man said, and led them to a rice field and different field which had vegetables growing in them. Suki, the man yelled, and a young woman with light brown hair and brown eyes wearing a green kimono came walking out of the small house right next to the fields. Father, you're back, the woman said as she ran up to them. Oh, who are these kids? Tsuki asked as she looked at them. These kids are going to help me with my farming today, the man said. In exchange for some of the food that we harvested, Naruto added. Then Naruto's stomach began growling again. How about we give you something to eat before you guys go work in the fields, Tsuki said. Naruto said, unsure of how to respond. Then Naruto's stomach responded for him with a loud growl. I'll take that as a yes, Tsuki giggled. Then she invited them into the house. So what are your names, Tsuki asked. My name is Haku, Haku said. Kimimaro said. Hinata said. Gaara said. Naruto said. Well, it's nice to meet all of you. My name is Tsuki. The old man over there is my father, and his name is Ken, Suki said as she pointed at her father. Suki? I'm not old. Ken said. I would believe that, only if you weren't complaining about how your joints ache every day, and if your back hadn't given out a month ago, Suki said. That doesn't mean I'm old. Ken argued. Dad, I know it's tough to admit, but you have to accept that you're not as young as you used to be, Tsuki said. You're just like your mother, Ken said. Whatever, Tsuki said, then turned her attention towards the kids. Hey, I was wondering. Where are your parents? Tsuki asked. They all said. A sticky subject, huh? Tsuki said. Yeah, they all said. Let me get you guys something to eat, Tsuki said before leaving to get some food. So where do you kids come from, Ken asked. A place very far away from here, the kid said, being very vague. Which caused Ken to sweat dropped. Well, this is what we have on such short notice, Tsuki said as she walked in carrying a plate of rice balls. Thank you, Miss Tsuki, the kid said as they took a rice ball. Just call me Tsuki. Tsuki said as she watched the kids eat the rice balls. Okay, they said as they ate their rice balls. Once they were finished, Ken took them out to the fields. So what do you want us to do first, the kids asked. Do you see that empty part of the rice field over, Ken said as he pointed at the rice field. Yeah, the kid said. I want you to plant all of these rice plants in that field, understand, Ken said. They all nodded. Good, now get to work, Ken said as he gave each of them rice plants to plant. Okay, the kid said as they took the rice plants and started to plant them in the rice field. After the kids finished, they took a short break before going back to work. Man, this work is tiring, Naruto said as he stretched. Come on, Naruto, it's not that bad, Haku said. I know, but it's still tiring, Naruto said as he finished stretching. Come on, let's get back to work, Gaara said. Okay, the others said. So what do you want us to do now, the kids asked Ken. I want you to harvest the vegetables on the right side of the field, okay, Ken said. Okay, they said as they started to get the vegetables. Hey guys, can you help me pull this carrot out, Naruto asked, while struggling to pull a carrot out of the ground. Sure, they said as they walked over to Naruto. Here, let me try to pull it out, Gaara said. Sure, be my guest, Naruto said as he stopped pulling the carrot. Gaara then tried to pull the carrot out of the ground, but the carrot didn't budge. Here, let me try, Kimimaro said, then he tried to pull it out, but the carrot didn't budge. How about we all try to pull on the carrot together, Gaara said. Okay, Naruto and Kimimaro said, and then the three started to pull on the carrot together, but the carrot didn't even move. That must be one strong carrot, Haku said as he looked at the unmoving carrot. Why, yeah, Hinata said. Hey Hinata, how about you try to pull the carrot out, Haku said. Oh okay, Hinata said, then she walked over to the carrot and started to try to pull it out. Do you think she'll be able to pull it out, Gaara asked. Probably not, I mean even when the three of us all tried to pull it out, it didn't even move, Kimimaro said. Hey look, the carrot's moving, Haku said. What? The three boys said, then they ran over to Hinata who was still pulling on the carrot. The carrot must be really big, Naruto said. Hey, she pulled it out. Haku said. Really, the boys said, then they ran over to see how big the carrot is. To their surprise, the carrot was really small. Wow. Who knew this small carrot couldn't be pulled out of the ground by three boys, Haku said as he looked at the really small carrot. It's so tiny, the boys said as they looked at the carrot. Come on, let's just go and harvest the rest of the vegetables, Haku said. Okay, the others said, and they started to pull the other vegetables out of the ground. Hey Naruto, Gaara said. Yeah, Naruto said as he looked at Gaara. Do you see that little house on the hill over there? Gaara said as he pointed at the house on the house. Yeah, what about it, Naruto asked. Do you think anyone lives there, Gaara asked. I don't know, why do you want to know, Naruto asked. Just curious, Gaara said. We can ask the old guy once we're done, Naruto said. I'm not old. Ken yelled. How did he hear us, Naruto whispered. I don't know, Gaara said. Come on, let's just finish our work, Naruto said. Gaara nodded in response and started to get back to work. Later that day. Wow, you kids did a really good job collecting all those vegetables, Suki said as she looked at all the vegetables they had gotten. And just like we promised, we'll give you some, Ken said as he gave them a basket full of vegetables that they harvested. Thank you, Haku said as he took the basket of vegetables. Hey Mr. Ken, Gaara said. Just call me Ken, Ken said. Okay, Ken, do you know if anybody lives in that house on the hill over there? Gaara said as he pointed in the direction the house was. Oh, you mean that small old house on the hill, Ken asked. Yes, Gaara said. Well, something lives there, Ken said. Something? Gaara said. Well, a kid lived there, he was abandoned there, and his arms and legs aren't strong enough to help him move around, so the people in the village took pity on him and gave him food so he can live. It was going fine until a villager came back saying that the kid can see us from his house somehow, which got all the villagers angry, and they all stopped giving the kid food, hoping that the boy would die of starvation. Ken said. Are you one of those people who wish that boy would die, Gaara asked. Well, how would you feel when someone is spying on you, Ken asked. So are you? Haku asked. Well, yeah. That kid isn't human. That kid is a monster, Ken said. We're sorry for troubling you, Ken. We'll take our leave now, Haku said as began walking off. Goodbye, the others said before leaving. That was weird, Ken said as he saw them leaving. Hey guys, Naruto said once the farm was out of sight. Yeah, Naruto, Haku said. How about we go see if that kid is alive, Naruto said. Huh? Why, Haku said. Haku? If we just ignore him then we'll be no better than those villagers that are just leaving the kid there to die, Naruto said. Then Naruto, Hinata said, the kid is alone. Think about it, the kid was abandoned by their parents and can't even walk. The villagers took pity on the kid, but once they found out that kid has a special ability they immediately hate the kid and call the kid a monster. Doesn't it sound a little familiar to our stories, Naruto asked. Yeah, Haku said. So I'm guessing we're going to go see if that kid is alive, right, Kimimaro said. Believe it. Naruto said before running off. Naruto, you're supposed to go left to get to that house. Haku yelled. Then they saw Naruto stop running and started running in the left direction. We better go run after him, Gaara said. The others just sighed and started to run after Naruto. Hey Naruto. Haku said, making Naruto stop running. The house is over there, Haku said as he pointed at the house. Wow. This house is smaller than I thought, Naruto said as he looked at it, and more run down than it looks like from the farm, Gaara said as he looked at the house. Come on, let's go see if the kid's alive, Naruto said as he started to walk into the house. Naruto, don't go into a house that you aren't familiar with, Haku said as he walked into the house. You say that, but you went inside the house as well, Gaara said. Whatever, Haku said. Well, when you guys were talking, Naruto has been having a nice chat with the kid over there, Kimimaro said as he pointed at Naruto, who was talking to young kid. So how long have you been here, Naruto asked. Ever since I can remember, I guess, the kid said. So when was the last time you ate, Naruto asked. A couple days ago, the child said. Wow. Even I can't last that long without food, Naruto said. So who are you guys, the kid asked. Just travelers, Naruto said. Well, we are basically travelers, Naruto thought. So why are you here, the kid asked. We just wanted to ask you something, Naruto said. And what's that? The child asked. Do you want to travel with us, Naruto asked. What? The kid asked. Do you want to travel with us, Naruto repeated. Why? The child asked. Why? What? Naruto asked. Why are you asking me? I can't even walk. I'll just slow you down, the kid said. That's bullshit, Naruto said. Huh? The kid said. It doesn't matter if you can't walk, we'll be your arms and legs, Naruto said. The others said, not getting what Naruto was saying. You can depend on us when you need to get around, Naruto said. Oh, they all said. So are you going to come with us, Naruto asked. I'm not sure, the child said. Come on, if you don't you're going to die of starvation, Naruto said. I guess if you guys don't mind, then I would love to go with you guys, the kid said. Great. Naruto yelled. So what's your name, Haku asked. Ranmaru, the child said. Welcome to the family, Ranmaru, Naruto said. Welcome to the family, Ranmaru, Naruto said. Family? Ranmaru said. Well, we consider each other family, Naruto said. So am I part of this family? Now Ranmaru asked. You sure are, Naruto said. So from now on you'll have brothers and a sister, Gaara said. Wait. Don't you mean brothers and sisters, Ranmaru said. No, we only have one girl here, Gaara said. She's a girl, right, Ranmaru said as he pointed at Hinata. Yes, they all said. And she's a girl too, right, Ranmaru said as he pointed at Haku. Naruto, Kimimaro, and Gaara started to silently giggle. What's so funny, Ranmaru said. I'm sorry, it's just that. Haku is a guy, Naruto said before bursting out laughing. It's not that funny, Haku said. I'm sorry, Ranmaru said. It's okay, you didn't know, Haku said. Then he punched Naruto so he could stop laughing. Haku? Would you do that? Naruto asked as he rubbed the spot on his head that Haku punched. To make you stop laughing, Haku stated. You could have just told me to stop laughing, you know, Naruto said. Yeah, I could have, but I didn't, Haku said. Haku? Naruto cried. So your name is Haku, Ranmaru asked. Yep, it's nice to meet you, Ranmaru, Haku said. So what's your name? Ranmaru asked Naruto. Oh yeah, I never did tell you my name. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto said. That's an interesting name, Ranmaru said. Yep, Naruto said. So what are your names, Ranmaru asked. My name is Gaara said. I'm Kimimaro, Kimimaro said. And my name is Hinata, Hinata said. It's nice to meet all of you, Ranmaru said. Well, now that we're done with the introductions we should get going, Naruto said. Okay, they said. Here, Ranmaru, climb onto my back, I'll carry you, Naruto said as he sat down so Ranmaru could grab onto him. Okay, Ranmaru said before grabbing onto Naruto. So where should we go, Haku asked. How about we just go to the next village, Naruto said. Sounds good to me, Gaara said. Okay. Is everybody ready, Naruto asked. Yep, they all said. Great. Naruto said and then ran out of the house. The others looked outside the house to see that Naruto was running the wrong way, again. Naruto, you're supposed to go the other way. Gaara yelled. Then they saw Naruto stop and then turn around and ran back to them. Sorry, Naruto said. Naruto is Ranmaru, okay. Haku said as he pointed at Ranmaru, who was now passed out. Think of how Kakashi was passed out when Guy gave Hayama a piggyback ride. I don't think Ranmaru is used to moving at such high speeds, Haku said. Come on, let's just keep on walking until he regains consciousness, Gaara said. Okay, they all said and started walking. A little while later, Naruto and the others were taking a break from walking. Well, everyone but Ranmaru was taking break since Ranmaru was still unconscious. So when do you guys think that Ranmaru will wake up? Haku asked as he looked at Ranmaru. Only time will tell, Kimimaro said. Hey guys, do you hear something, Naruto asked. Huh? What do you mean? Haku asked. I could have sworn I heard something right now, Naruto said as he looked around. Really? I didn't hear anything, Haku said. Yeah, me either, Kimimaro said. Hinata, did you hear something? Haku asked Hinata, who was looking at a bush. Hinata. Haku yelled, getting Hinata's attention. I'm sorry, Hinata said. What were you looking at? Kimimaro asked. That bush has eyes, Hinata said as she pointed at a bush that had a pair of eyes looking at them. What do you guys think it is? Naruto asked as he looked at the bush. Then a white blur jumped out of the bush and onto Haku. Hey, I know you. Haku said as he looked at the white blur, which was actually a rabbit. You know that rabbit? Haku, Kimimaro said as he looked at the rabbit that Haku was holding. Yeah, I used to play with him before my parents died, Haku said as he petted the rabbit. Oh, they all said. What's with the rabbit? A voice said behind them. They turned around to see Ranmaru. Ranmaru, when did you wake up? Gaara asked. Just now, so what's with the rabbit? Ranmaru asked as he looked at the rabbit. It's to be a friend of Haku's, Kimimaro said. Oh, Ranmaru said as he looked at the rabbit. Can we keep him? Haku said as he petted the rabbit. Everybody looked at Naruto. Why are you looking at me? Naruto asked. It's because whenever somebody joins it's always you who always invites them, Gaara said. Huh? Naruto said, completely clueless, causing everyone to sigh at his thick-headedness. You're the only one out of all of us that always invites people to join us, Haku said. Oh yeah, Naruto said, finally figuring it out. You just noticed that? The others thought. So can we keep him? Haku asked. Of course we can, Naruto said. So, what are we going to name him? Gaara asked as he looked at the rabbit. How about we name him Yuki? Hinata said. That sounds like a good name, Haku said as he petted the rabbit. I agree, Gaara said. Me too, Kimimaro said. So anybody who doesn't like the name Yuki, speak now or forever hold your peace, Naruto said. They looked around and nobody said a word. Okay, it looks like the rabbit's name is going to be Yuki, Naruto said as he looked at the rabbit. We should get going, Gaara said. You're right, Naruto said. Ranmaru, how about I carry you this time? Kimimaro asked. Okay, Ranmaru said, then he grabbed onto Kimimaro. So which direction are we going? Naruto said as he picked up his backpack. Well, the next village is in the east direction, Haku said. And east is where? Naruto said. That way, Haku said while pointing to the left. So Haku, how much longer until we reach the next village? Gaara asked. I'm guessing about a day or two, Haku said. So while we're walking, how about we get to know each other more? Naruto said. It's not going to be a ridiculous bonding game, is it? Haku asked. No, Naruto said. It is, isn't it? Haku said. Yes, Naruto said. How about we just tell everyone our life stories? Ranmaru suggested. That sounds like a good idea, Kimimaro said. Better than my idea, Naruto mumbled. Okay, so who's first? Gaara said. I'll go, Kimimaro said. Go ahead, Naruto said. Before I met you guys, I was locked in a cage in a cave ever since I could remember. I was only let out to kill people. Then one of the villages that my clan was attacking was stronger than we expected and they wiped my whole clan out. I managed to escape, then you guys found me, Kimimaro said as he looked at them. Okay, who's next? Haku said, finally breaking the silence. I'll go, Gaara said. Okay, they said. My father, the Kazekage, wanted to create the ultimate weapon, so he used a jutsu to bind an incarnate of sand to me before I was born. When I was born I took the life of my mother. Ever since then everyone was always scared of me and they always ran away from me when I wanted to play with them. My uncle, Yashimaru, was the only person I thought that loved me. Until he tried to kill me, but before he could I killed him and the sand made the kanji of love on my forehead. Ever since that time my father kept on hiring assassins to kill me. Then I met you guys, Gaara said as he looked at them. Who's next? Haku said. I'll be next, Ranmaru said. Go ahead, they all said. I was abandoned by my parents. The villagers took pity on me and gave me food so I could survive, but they all started to hate me ever since they found about my ability. Then they all left me there to die of starvation, Ranmaru said. Hey, Ranmaru, what is your ability anyway? Haku asked. I can see through walls and objects and see things from far away, and my hearing is higher than the average human, Ranmaru said. Can we see you activate your ability? Naruto asked. Okay, Ranmaru said, then his eyes started to turn red, then they went back to their original color. So that's what happens, Naruto said. It's different from what happens when I activate my bloodline, Hinata said. Hey Hinata, can we see what happens when you activate your bloodline? Naruto asked. Oh okay, Hinata said, then she took off her sunglasses. Byakugan, Hinata said, then the veins around her eyes started to bulge. So that's what happens, Naruto said as he looked at Hinata's eyes. It is a lot different when Hinata activates her bloodline limit, Haku said as he saw Hinata deactivate her bloodline limit. But all bloodlines are different, Kimimaro said. I'll be next, Haku said. Before my father found out the bloodline limit that my mom and I possessed, we were a happy family. When he did find out about the bloodline limit he murdered my mom right in front of me and then he tried to kill me, but I killed him before he had a chance. Ever since then I lived on the streets until I met you guys, Haku said as he petted Yuki that he was carrying in his arms. I'll be next, Naruto said. On the day I was born the fourth Hokage sealed the nine-tailed fox inside of me so he could save the village. I don't know what happened to my parents. They probably died during the attack. I was put in an orphanage and the caretakers barely gave me enough food to live and they always punished me for things that I didn't do wrong. When I turned 5 the orphanage kicked me out, saying that I was old enough to fend for myself. The third Hokage was the only person that was kind to me and he gave me an apartment to live in. Ever since then I took jobs so I could feed myself. The villagers always gave me hateful glares and sometimes they even attacked me. The one that I remember the most was on my birthday. I was hiding in my apartment when the villagers suddenly came in and they started attacking me. It felt like hours until they got bored and went home. I still have the scars on my back to prove it. All the villagers always kept the kids away from me so I couldn't play with anybody. Then I met Hinata and we became friends, then we ran away from our village and you guys know the rest, Naruto said. Okay Hinata, it's your turn, Haku said. Oh okay, Hinata said. My father always saw me as a disappointment. My mom was the only person who cared about me. She died giving birth to my little sister. The entire Hyuga clan thinks I'm weak. My father always punishes because I can't master the gentle fist, Hinata said. How does he punish you, Haku asked. What kind of question is that? Naruto yelled in his mind. What do you mean by that, Hinata asked. Physical or emotional abuse? Haku said. Be both, Hinata said. I'm really starting to hate her father, Naruto thought. He always calls me weak, pathetic, useless, disgrace, and how I am no daughter of his. He always beats me when I always make a mistake, Hinata said. That's it. The next time I see Hinata's father I'm going to beat the shit out of him for being such a bad father. Naruto thought. Your father's an ass, Naruto said. I have to agree, Haku said. Me too, Gaara said. I totally agree, don't you, Ranmaru? Kimimaro asked. Ranmaru, who nodded. How could you live with such a bastard for a father, Naruto said. I have to agree, I would have ran away sooner if I was you, Haku said. It's not that bad, Hinata said. Not that bad. Your father has a stick shoved his. Before Naruto could finish he crashed into someone, causing both of them to fall to the ground. Ouch. Watch where you're going, yeah, the person said. The kids looked at the man that Naruto crashed into. He was older than them by a couple of, had his blonde hair tied in a half ponytail and his bangs covered his left eye. I'm sorry sir, Haku said as he helped him up. Anyway, what were you guys talking about, he asked. We were talking about how her father is an ass, Naruto said. How big of an ass is he, the man asked. He thinks of her as weak and a disgrace and he abuses her, Naruto said. That guy is a $. He said. What does that mean, the kid said. It means, he said. Oh yeah, her father is totally what you just said, they said. Say mister, what is your name, Haku asked. My name is Deidara, yeah, he said as he smiled. My name is Deidara, yeah, he said and smiled. It's nice to meet you, miss. Naruto said. Miss? I'm a guy. Deidara said. I'm sorry, it's just that I've never seen men who have long hair besides Haku, and he looks like a girl. No offense, Haku, Naruto said. None taken, Haku said. Wait, you're a guy, Deidara said as he pointed at Haku, who nodded yes. I thought you were a girl, Deidara said. Everybody thinks that the first time they see me, Haku said. Maybe it's because you have long hair, Gaara said as he pointed at his hair. Kimimaro has long hair too. Haku said as he pointed at Kimimaro. Well, he doesn't sound like a girl, Gaara said. Hey, just because my voice is a little higher than the average male doesn't mean I'm a girl. Haku yelled. Could have fooled me, Naruto said. Well, it doesn't take much to fool you, Haku muttered. Putting that aside. Who are you guys? Deidara asked. Oh sorry. My name is Haku and I am definitely a boy, Haku said. Well, that's what you say you are, Naruto muttered. What did you say, Naruto? The last time I checked I was definitely a boy. Haku yelled. How am I supposed to know if you're a boy? For all I know you could be a girl who's saying she's a boy, Naruto yelled. Do you want me to prove it to you? Haku yelled. I'd like to see you try. Naruto yelled. Then Gaara punched Naruto and Kimimaro punched Haku. Hey, would you do that? Naruto yelled as he rubbed the bruise that Gaara had given him. First of all, we don't have time to get into useless arguments. Gaara said. Second of all, there's only one way to prove that you're male, and proving it that way in front of Hinata and Ranmaru is wrong on so many levels, Kimimaro said. Just look at Hinata, she's already red from hearing you guys talking about it, Gaara said as he pointed at Hinata, who was as red as a tomato. Is she okay? Deidara said as he looked at Hinata. Don't worry, that always happens, Gaara said as he looked at Hinata. She'll be back to normal in about a minute or two, Kimimaro said. So what are your names again? Deidara asked. I'm Kimimaro, the person I'm carrying is Ranmaru, Gaara is the person with red hair, Naruto is the blonde one over there, and that's Hinata, Kimimaro said as he pointed to everyone once he said their names. So where are your parents? Yeah, Deidara asked. It's a very long story, the kid said at once. Okay, Deidara said. Anyway, we should probably set up camp, Haku said. Huh? Why? Naruto asked. Because the sun is already setting and we shouldn't travel around night, Haku said. Haku's right, we should set up camp, Gaara said. We should probably set up camp over there, Kimimaro said as he pointed to the right. Why? Naruto asked. Because there's a clearing over there, Kimimaro said. How did you know that? Naruto asked. Then he looked at Ranmaru, who Kimimaro was carrying. Never mind, Naruto said and then started walking to the right. Would you like to join us for dinner, Haku asked Deidara. Huh? Deidara said. I mean, if it's alright with the others, of course, Haku said and then looked at the others. It's fine with me, Kimimaro said. It's okay with me, Ranmaru said. It's okay with me, Hinata said. Fine with me, Gaara said. Then they all looked at Naruto. What? Naruto said. Would it be okay for him to join us for dinner? Haku asked. Sure, Naruto said. Wait, I haven't even consented with the invite yet, Deidara said. Too bad, you're joining us for dinner, Naruto said. Then he grabbed Deidara's hand and dragged him towards the clearing, leaving the others speechless. What just happened? Haku said. I don't know, but we better follow them, Gaara said as he headed towards the clearing. Why do I put up with this? Haku said as he headed towards the clearing, the others following him. So how old are you? Naruto asked as he looked at Deidara. I'm 12 years old, yeah, Deidara said. I'm guessing, I'm not sure if that's how old he is. So you're 4 years older than me, Naruto said. So you're 8 years old, yeah, Deidara said. Yep, Naruto said. Why are they having a conversation at a time like this? Haku said. The others just shrugged. Come on, Naruto, we have to make dinner, Gaara said as he put his backpack down on the floor. Okay, Gaara, and I will get firewood, Naruto said. Then he and Gaara walked off searching for firewood. While they're doing that, I'm going to clean the vegetables we got earlier today, Haku said. Then he grabbed the basket of vegetables he put on the floor. I'll help you, Kimimaro said. Then he set Ranmaru down against a tree. So where are you guys from? Yeah, Deidara asked. A place very far away from here, they all said at once, being very vague. So why are you guys doing here? Yeah, Deidara asked. It's a very long story, they all said at once. We got the firewood, Naruto said as he and Gaara were walking towards them with their arms full of wood. So what are we eating? Naruto asked, stared to make the fire. Vegetables, Haku said as he pointed at the basket full of vegetables. But I hate vegetables, Naruto whined. The only thing we have are vegetables. So it's either eat the vegetables or starve, Haku yelled. But Naruto said. Then his stomach growled. I'll eat the vegetables, Naruto muttered. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that, Haku said. I'll eat the vegetables, Naruto said a little louder than last time. Come again, Haku said. I'll eat the damn vegetables, are you happy? Naruto yelled. Yes, but you didn't have to yell, Haku said. Naruto grumbled some words, but nobody heard him. Hey Naruto, how long is it going to take you to get that fire started? Kimimaro said as he looked at Naruto, who was struggling to make the fire. I'm trying, it's just that my lighter isn't lighting anything, Naruto said as he tried to make his lighter work. Hey Deidara, do you have any matches or lighters? Gaara asked. Yeah, I do. Let me just get it out of my backpack, Deidara said as he rummaged through his backpack. I found it, Deidara said as he pulled out a box of matches from his backpack. Great. So can we get the fire starting now? It's starting to get cold, Kimimaro said. Sure, Deidara said. Then he lit one of the matches and started to make a fire. When Deidara was getting the fire starting, Naruto found something on the floor. Hey, what's this? Naruto said as he picked up the object. It was a ninja headband with an Iwagakure symbol on it. Where have I seen this symbol before? Naruto thought as he looked at the headband he was holding in his hand. I've seen that symbol before, Gaara said as he looked at the headband Naruto was holding. Gaara. When were you right next to me? Naruto said as he looked at Gaara. I was right next to you for about a minute, Gaara said. That was kind of a rhetorical question, Naruto said. It was, Gaara said. I got the fire started, yeah, Deidara said as he walked over to them. Hey Deidara, is this yours? Naruto asked while waving the ninja headband around, making everybody look at it. Where'd you get that? Deidara asked as he looked at the headband. It was on the floor when I found it, Naruto asked. It's mine, Deidara said. Then he quickly took the headband from Naruto's hand. That symbol on the headband. You're a shinobi from Iwagakure, aren't you? Naruto asked. How do you know that he's a shinobi from Iwagakure? Naruto Kimimaro asked. Well, if he wasn't, then he wouldn't have the Iwagakure ninja headband, Naruto said. Iwagakure is the hidden stone village, right? Gaara said. It is. Iwagakure is roughly translated to the village hidden in the rock, Naruto said. How did you know that this was the symbol for Iwagakure? Deidara said as he pointed at the symbol on his ninja headband. I used to study the symbols of the hidden villages in my home village, Naruto said. Really? The others said. I guess you can't judge a book by its cover after all, Haku said. I agree, Kimimaro said. Hey. Just because I act irrational sometimes doesn't mean I'm dumb, Naruto yelled. Could have fooled me, Gaara muttered. Gaara. Naruto whined. Come on, let's just talk about this over dinner, Haku said. So you're a shinobi, Naruto said as he took a bite from his carrot. Yeah, Deidara said as he took a bite out of his carrot. You don't look like one, Naruto said as he looked at Deidara. Deidara was wearing black pants and a dark blue t-shirt and shoes. Well, I'm on vacation, yeah, Deidara said as he took another bite of his carrot. Shinobis have vacations, Naruto said as he took another bite of his carrot. Yep, Deidara said. So how long is yours? Haku asked as he ate his radish. I have about 3 weeks left, yeah, Deidara said. Then he ate the last of his carrot. So if you're a shinobi you know how to use chakra, right? Kimimaro asked as he ate his radish. Yeah. Hey Haku, can I have another carrot? Deidara asked. Then Haku handed him another carrot. Then he took another bite of the carrot. So can you walk up the trees using chakra? Gaara asked as he ate his radish. First of all, how do you kids know about how ninja use chakra? Deidara asked as he took another bite of his carrot. It's a really long story, the kid said, causing Deidara to sweat drop at their answer. Well, to answer your question, yes, I can walk up trees using chakra, Deidara said. Can you show us then? Kimimaro asked as he finished his radish. Fine, Deidara said as he ate the last of his carrot and walked over to a tree. He then put his foot on the tree and then he started to walk up the tree. The kids watched in awe as Deidara used his chakra to walk up the tree and then Deidara walked down the tree. Can you teach us how to do that? Naruto asked. I probably can, but you guys have to have experience in using chakra, Deidara said. Once Deidara said that, Naruto immediately sank into depression again. Is he okay? Deidara said as he looked at Naruto. He's just depressed, Haku said. About what? Yeah, Deidara asked as he looked at the depressed Naruto. He's the only one out of all of us that has no experience in using chakra, Gaara said as he looked at Hinata trying to comfort Naruto. Really, Deidara said in disbelief. Yep, even Ranmaru has experience in using chakra, Kimimaro said as he watched Ranmaru trying to help Hinata comforting Naruto. That's just sad, no offense, Deidara said. None taken, they said as they watched Naruto being comforted by Hinata and Ranmaru. We should probably make Naruto snap out of his depression soon, Haku said. We should, but Kimimaro said. But what? Haku asked. Remember the last time we snapped Naruto out of his depression, Kimimaro asked. Hey. How was I supposed to know that both of them were going to faint? Haku asked. Come on, we should just revert Naruto back to his old self, Gaara said. Then Kimimaro and Gaara looked at Haku. What? Haku asked. Oh, tell her, they said. Tell her what? Haku asked. Tell her what you told her last time this happened, the boy said. Okay, but why does it have to me? Haku said. It was your idea in the first place, the boy said. Okay, I'll tell her, Haku said. Then he walked up to Hinata. What's he going to tell her? Yeah, Deidara asked. Just watch, the boy said. Then they watched. Haku walked over to Hinata and whispered some words into her ear. Once Haku finished whispering the words, Hinata turned red and instantly shook her head. No. Please, Hinata. It's just one more time, Haku said. Or when this happens again, Haku thought. And no, Hinata said. Come on, Hinata. I mean, look at Naruto, Haku said as he pointed at the really depressed Naruto. And no, Hinata said. He looks like he's going to commit suicide any minute now. Haku said as he pointed at Naruto. Please, Hinata, just one more time, Haku asked. Oh, okay, Hinata said. Then she walked over to Naruto. You catch Hinata, I'll catch Naruto, Gaara said. Kimimaro nodded in agreement. What's going on? Deidara asked, completely clueless. You'll see, Kimimaro said. Huh? Deidara said. Then he watched Hinata walk over to Naruto and then kissed him on the cheek. 3, 2, 1. Kimimaro, Gaara, and Haku thought. Then Naruto and Hinata both turned red and fainted, and Kimimaro and Gaara caught them before they could hit the ground. I'm guessing this happened before, yeah, Deidara asked as he looked at them. Yeah, it has, the boy said. Huh? Ranmaru said, completely clueless at what just happened. It's a long story, Kimimaro said as he set Hinata against a tree. We'll tell you later, Gaara said to Ranmaru as he set Naruto against a tree. Okay, Ranmaru said. So when are they going to wake up? Yeah, Deidara asked as he looked at the two passed out kids. They'll probably wake up tomorrow since it's so late, Haku said. So you'll be teaching us how to walk up trees tomorrow, then Kimimaro said. I never agreed to that, yeah, Deidara said. Too bad, you're going to be teaching us anyway, Gaara said. And besides, Naruto will relentlessly ask you to teach us, Haku said. Fine, Deidara sighed. Okay, I'm turning in for the night, Kimimaro said. Then he took a couple of blankets out of Naruto's backpack and then took one of them and put it over Naruto, and he did the same for Hinata. Here you go, Ranmaru, Kimimaro said as he offered him a blanket. Thank you, Ranmaru said as he took the blanket and wrapped himself in it and then went to sleep. I'll be going to sleep to Haku said. Then he took a blanket from Naruto's backpack and then he went to sleep. Are you going to sleep, Deidara asked Gaara. Sure, Gaara lied. I'll just pretend that I sleep. I don't trust him enough to tell him about the Shukaku, Gaara thought before he took a blanket and wrapped himself with it and closed his eyes. Deidara watched the kids as they slept, then a yawn escaped his mouth. I better go to sleep soon, and besides I'm going to need the rest. I'm going to be teaching those kids tomorrow, Deidara thought. Then he chuckled at the thought. How did I get myself into this mess? Deidara chuckled one last time before falling asleep. Later that night, Naruto stirred in his sleep and then he woke up with a jolt. Thank goodness. It was only a dream, Naruto thought as he sighed a breath of relief. He was dreaming about the night when the villagers attacked him on his birthday. It was the one that left the scars on his back. Then something made him stop thinking about that dream. I need to go, Naruto thought as he stood up and then he looked around. It was pitch black. Come on, Naruto, suck it up and be a man. This is no time to be afraid of the dark. Naruto yelled in his mind, but he was still too focused on the fact that thinking about it didn't help when he needed to go. Okay. Here are my options. I can face my fear and not be afraid in the dark and go. Or I can just wet myself right here and now. Not exactly the best option. Or I can just suck up my pride and wake up one of my friends to help me go. Naruto thought in his head and then decided on the last option. Then he walked over to Deidara and started to shake him awake. What is it? Yeah, Deidara grumbled, still half asleep. I need to go, Naruto said. Go where? Deidara asked as he rubbed his eyes. Not where I need to go, Naruto said. He can't mean that type of go, right? Deidara thought as he stifled a yawn. What do you mean you need to go? Deidara asked. I really need to go, Naruto said. You're not answering my question. Yeah, Deidara said, still not getting what Naruto was saying. If I don't go soon I'm going to leak, Naruto said, making Deidara realize what he was saying. Can't you go yourself? Deidara said. Then he looked at Naruto, who mumbled some words. What did you say? Deidara asked. Naruto mumbled some more words. Speak up, I can't hear you. Deidara said. I'm afraid of the dark. Naruto yelled. Why didn't you say so sooner, Deidara said. I really need to go, Naruto said. Wait. Just hold it in. Deidara said. Then he took Naruto's hand and dragged him to a part of the woods where he could go. A couple minutes later Deidara and Naruto were walking back. Seriously, how much did you drink? Yeah, Deidara asked. I don't know, Naruto said. Really, that must be the longest bathroom break for doing a number one, Deidara said. Whatever. I'm going to sleep, Naruto said before walking back to the tree he was sleeping at before and then went to sleep. How did I get myself into this mess, Deidara muttered and then went to sleep. Once Deidara fell asleep, Gaara opened his eyes and started to silently laugh at what he heard. Hey Deidara, wake up, Gaara said as he tried to shake Deidara awake. What is it, Deidara said, still half asleep. It's morning, Gaara said. I can see that, Deidara said, then he yawned. Come on, we need your help waking up Naruto, Haku said as he pointed at Naruto, who was still sleeping like a log. Why don't you try slapping him awake, Deidara suggested, then he yawned. We tried that once. It didn't work, Haku said, recalling the last time he tried to slap Naruto awake. So what do you want me to do, Deidara asked as he rubbed his eyes. How about you try to wake him up, Kimimaro said as he tried to shake Naruto awake. Why me, Deidara asked. Because we don't have any other way to wake him up, Haku said. Or we just don't want to reveal to you our bloodline limits, Haku thought. Why don't you just ask Hinata to wake him up, Deidara asked. She's too afraid to confront Naruto this soon, Haku said as he looked at Ranmaru, who was now poking Naruto with a stick. I never knew a person can sleep this deeply, Ranmaru said as he poked Naruto with a stick that he was holding, but Naruto still remained sleeping. Yeah, I think he's the first, Haku said as he looked at Kimimaro, who was now trying to slap him awake. So do you have any ideas, Gaara asked as he looked at Deidara. I have an idea, but I'm not sure it'll work, Deidara said as he looked at the still sleeping Naruto. Well, go ahead and try, Haku said. Okay, Deidara said, then he walked over to Naruto. Kimimaro, you can stop slapping him now, Deidara said as he looked at Kimimaro, who was still slapping Naruto. Okay, Kimimaro said, then stop slapping Naruto. What do you think he's going to do, Haku asked Gaara. I'm not sure, Gaara responded. Then they watched Deidara walk over to Naruto and tried to shake him awake. When that didn't work, he did the next thing that came into his mind. He punched Naruto upside the face, leaving a humongous bruise. Then Naruto, Hinata said as she walked over to Naruto, who was now wide awake and clutching his head in pain. Hey, are you okay, Hinata asked as she looked at Naruto. Don't worry, I'm okay, Naruto said. Well, my job here is done. I'm going back to sleep, Deidara said, and then went back to where he was sleeping before and immediately went to sleep. Deidara sure likes to sleep a lot, Haku said as he looked at Deidara. He's just tired because Naruto woke him up in the middle of the night to help him go, Gaara said. Go where? Kimimaro asked. You know, go, Gaara said. Oh, that go, Kimimaro said, understanding what Gaara meant. So what's for breakfast, Naruto asked, trying to get them off the subject. We have some leftover vegetables from last night, Haku said, then he pointed at the basket of vegetables that still had some vegetables in it. I hate vegetables, Naruto muttered. We know, the others said. But you still have to eat them, Haku said, then he tossed a celery stick at Naruto, which Naruto reluctantly caught and took a bite of. Why does everything that's good for you always taste bad? Naruto said as he reluctantly took another bite of the celery. I agree with you, Naruto, Gaara said as he took a bite of a radish. Hey, it's eat vegetables or starve. Which would you choose, Haku said as he took a bite of a carrot. Haku's got a point, Kimimaro said as he took a radish and gave it to Ranmaru. Thank you, Ranmaru said as he took the radish and bit into it. So Haku, how much farther until we reach the next village, Naruto asked as he took a bite of his celery. I'm guessing about later today, Haku said as he handed Kimimaro a carrot. We should wake up, Deidara, Hinata said as she took a celery stick and started eating it. Naruto, you go wake him up, Haku said. Don't tell me what to do, Naruto said as he finished his celery stick, then he walked over to Deidara and punched him in the stomach, causing Deidara to wake up. What the dollar number was that for? Yeah, Deidara yelled, then Naruto punched Deidara again. Don't curse in front of children, Naruto yelled. I can do what I want to, Deidara growled. Well, you can do whatever you want as long as you teach us all how to use our chakra to walk up trees, but you can't curse in front of Ranmaru, Naruto said. But it's not like I can just teach you how to walk up trees right off the bat. Yeah, Deidara said. So you have to teach us the basics of using chakra, then you teach us how to walk up trees, Naruto replied. But there are things I have to teach you after you learn the basics of using chakra, Deidara replied. Then you'll have to teach us those things, then Naruto yelled. I don't want to, I'm on vacation, Deidara yelled. I don't care. You're teaching us how to walk up trees whether you like it or not, or is it, could it be? Naruto said. Be what? Deidara said. Could it be that you're not a good enough shinobi to teach a couple of kids how to walk up trees, Naruto said. But one, Naruto. Damage his ego first, the others thought. Not good enough. I'm a good enough shinobi to teach you guys how to walk on water in my remaining vacation time, Deidara yelled. Then you have to teach us how to walk on water in the remaining time, Naruto replied. Fine, Deidara said. Fine, Naruto yelled. You have to teach us how to walk on water in your remaining vacation time. Deal, Naruto said as he stuck out his hand. Deal, Deidara yelled as he shook Naruto's hand. I can't believe that actually worked, Naruto yelled in his mind. Wait, I did not just promise them that I'll teach them how to walk on water by the end of my vacation, did I? Deidara thought, then he looked at the kids in front of him. Nice going Deidara, you just promised that you'd teach these kids how to walk on water by the end of your vacation, Deidara said in his mind. Come on, we should get going to the next village, Deidara said as he packed his stuff. Okay, the others said and then packed their stuff. So where is the village we're supposed to be going to? Yeah, Deidara asked once he finished packing. It's in that direction, Haku said as he pointed towards north. Okay, let's go then, yeah, Deidara said as he picked up his backpack. Okay, the others replied then picked up their backpacks. Here Ranmaru, I'll carry you, don't worry, I won't run at super high speeds, Naruto said. Ranmaru then got onto Naruto's back. So why isn't Ranmaru walking? Deidara asked as he looked at Ranmaru. Well, you see, Ranmaru was born with a weak body so he can't walk, Haku said while carrying the rabbit. Oh, that's a shame, Deidara said. Yeah, it is, Haku said as he petted Yuki. Wait. That means that I can only teach you, Hinata, Gaara, Naruto, and Kamimaro to walk on water, Deidara replied. Yeah, Haku said sadly. I find it cruel that Ranmaru can't walk, Gaara said. What do you mean by that, Kamimaro asked. Think about it. You can't walk, which means that you can't move, and since Ranmaru's arms aren't strong enough to drag him anywhere, he always needs someone to help him move around. He can't walk by himself, and he must think that he's a burden to the people who help him, Gaara said. Wow, I never thought of it like that, Haku said. I agree, Deidara said. It must be really hard not being able to walk, Kamimaro said. Yet he can still smile, Hinata said. The boys looked at Hinata in disbelief. What? Hinata asked, unaware that she had stopped stuttering. Then nothing, the boys said and continued to walk on. Later that day, the group was finally nearing the village. Hey, I see the village. Naruto yelled, then he received a punch from Deidara. We can all see the village, we're not blind, Deidara said. Yeah, but unfortunately we aren't deaf, Kamimaro said. Come on, let's just go into the village, Haku said, not wanting them to get into another quarrel. Okay, they said, and then they walked towards the village. So when are you going to start teaching us, Naruto asked Deidara once they were inside the village. Once I have the time, Deidara replied. But I want to learn how to walk on water as soon as possible, Naruto whined. And I'll teach you, but I still want to enjoy my vacation, Deidara said. Come on, Naruto, we have to go buy some clothes for Ranmaru, Haku, and Kamimaro, Gaara said. Huh? Naruto said, completely clueless. Ranmaru, Haku, and Kamimaro are the only ones that don't have their own sets of clothes, Gaara said as he pointed at the three he was talking about. It's true, besides the jacket you lent me. These are the only clothes I have, Haku motioned to his shirt and pants. Fine, Naruto said. Deidara, can you lend us some money, Haku asked. Don't you guys have money? Deidara replied. No, we're flat broke, Gaara responded. Well, actually we still have money, but he doesn't need to know that, Gaara thought. Fine, yeah, Deidara said. Then he took out his wallet and took out some of the money and gave to them. Now I'm going to go look around the village, meet me back here at 2 o'clock. Got it, Deidara said. Got it, the kid said, and they watched Deidara walk away into the crowd of people. Haku looked around, then he spotted a clothing store. Hey guys, I found one, Haku said as he pointed at the store. Great, Naruto said, and then they walked into the store. Welcome. Can I help you with anything? A woman greeted them as the kids walked in. She was a middle-aged woman who had blonde hair and brown eyes. No, we're okay, thank you, Kamimaro said to the woman. Just ask me if you need any help, the woman replied. Okay, the kid said. I'll help Ranmaru get his clothes, Hinata said. Okay, Naruto said as he set Ranmaru down on a chair. I'll go help the others, Naruto said, then he walked away. I'll just pick out some clothes and ask you if you're okay with them. Okay, Hinata said as she looked at Ranmaru. Okay, Ranmaru said. Then Hinata started to search through the stores to find clothes for Ranmaru. But the boys. What's so wrong about orange, Naruto whined. It stands out too much, and we're trying to blend into the background, Naruto, Haku replied as he looked at the clothes. Haku's got a point, right now we're trying to go unnoticed by the world, Naruto, we're not trying to direct their attention to us, Gaara said. I've been meaning to ask. Why do you wear orange, Naruto? Kamimaro asked. Well, it's because back in the village I used to live in. Everybody always avoided me and they never paid attention to me. I was always ignored and I was always alone. So when I wear orange the only thing they can do is just look at me. Even if it was just a glance, I was happy for the attention, Naruto said. Oh, the boy said. But you guys are right, I should stick to plain colors instead of the bright ones, so I don't attract attention, Naruto said. Well, we should get you guys some clothes. Since you guys can't keep on wearing those every single day, Gaara said as he pointed at Kamimaro and Haku's clothes. Come on, let's go look for some clothes, Kamimaro said. Okay, the boy said and started looking through the clothes. A little while later. Do you like the clothes? Ranmaru, Hinata asked. Ranmaru was wearing a light purple shirt with black stripes on each side, a sash around his waist, a pair of dark-colored pants and sandals. He's wearing what he wears in the anime. I like them a lot. Thank you, big sis, Ranmaru said. Sis? Hinata said. Is it okay if I call you that, Ranmaru said. Yeah, Hinata said. We're family after all, Hinata said, and then patted Ranmaru on the head. With the boys. We're finally done. Naruto cheered. Naruto, stop yelling, Haku said. Haku was wearing a short blue kimono with light blue edges and a dark gray split skirt and beige pants. He's wearing what he wore when he was leaving the mist with Zabuza. Remember Naruto, we're supposed to blend into the background, not attract people's attention, Kimimaro said. He was wearing a short kimono like Haku's, except it was in a lavender color and he was wearing baggy black pants. I know, Naruto said. Come on, let's go see if Hinata is finished shopping for Ranmaru, Gaara asked. The boys nodded in agreement and walked over to where Hinata and Ranmaru were. Hey Hinata, are you finished shopping for Ranmaru, Naruto asked. Yep, Hinata said as she showed them the small pile of clothes she picked out for Ranmaru. So Ranmaru, how does it feel to wear clean clothes? Naruto asked as he patted Ranmaru on his head. It feels good. Big brother, Ranmaru said. Big brother? Naruto said. Can I call you guys that? We're family, right, Ranmaru asked. Of course, Naruto said as he patted Ranmaru on his head. So we're going to call you little brother, Naruto said. Can you just call me brother, Ranmaru asked. Why? Naruto asked, confused. Little brother just makes me sound, Ranmaru said. Little Gaara completed. Ranmaru just nodded in agreement. Okay, then we'll just call you our brother, then Haku said, then he patted Ranmaru on the head. Come on, let's pay for the clothes, Kimimaro said as he grabbed the small pile of clothes he picked out. Okay, the boy said and then grabbed the clothes and paid for them. Again, the woman said as they left. So what are we going to do now, the Naruto asked while carrying Ranmaru. It's almost 2, so we should go back to where Deidara wanted to meet us, Haku said. Okay, the others said, and then they started to walk to the place where Deidara wanted them to meet. After about 10 minutes of waiting, they saw Deidara walking towards them. Hey Deidara, the kid said as they saw Deidara. Hey, Deidara said. So where are we going now, Naruto asked. First we're going to get something to eat, yeah, Deidara said. So where are we going, Kimimaro asked. The Barbecue restaurant, yeah, Deidara said as he started to lead them to the restaurant. Okay, the kid said as they followed Deidara. Once at the restaurant they ordered some meat and they waited for it to cook. Once the meat finished cooking, Haku broke the silence. So what are we going to do after we finish eating, Haku asked as he took a slice of beef. We're going to leave this village, Deidara said, then he took a slice of beef. Already, Naruto said as he ate his slice of meat. Yeah, Deidara said. But why, Naruto asked as he finished his meat. It's so I can start your training, yeah, Deidara said as he took another slice of beef. Really, Naruto said. Yeah, so hurry up and eat so we can leave so I can start your training, Deidara said as he took another slice of meat. Okay, the kid said and continued eating. After they finished eating, Deidara paid the bill and then they left the village. They were walking through the woods when Deidara stopped walking, making the others stop as well. What's wrong, Deidara, Naruto asked. This is a good spot, yeah, Deidara said as he looked around. Huh? Naruto said, confused. Your training starts now, yeah, Deidara said. Yeah. Naruto cheered. Meanwhile, somewhere else, a young girl was walking down a forest path. She was carrying a small backpack and it looked like the girl hadn't eaten in days. I finally left that horrid place, but how am I going to survive on my own, the girl thought as she kept on walking. Naruto, Gaara, Hinata, Haku and Kimimaro were walking on water using chakra, while Deidara and Ranmaru were watching them. Ranmaru was holding Yuki in his lap as he watched the others walk on water. It seems you kids have done well, yeah, Deidara said. That's because we had a good teacher, Naruto said as he walked onto land. I couldn't agree with you more, yeah, Deidara replied. But then again, you're our first teacher, so the good teacher comment doesn't really mean anything, Haku pointed out as he walked on land followed by the others. You didn't have to point that, you know, Deidara said. I know, but I did anyway, Haku smiled. He may look innocent, but he's evil, Deidara thought as he looked at Haku. Well, since 3 weeks have been up, I'm going to go back to Iwa, Deidara said. What? Naruto yelled. Naruto, I only promised to teach you kids how to walk on water, and besides I have to return to Iwa, Deidara said. I know that, but it's just like you're like a big brother to me, Naruto mumbled, then he felt somebody pat him on the head. He looked up to see Deidara being the one who was patting his head. I know, yeah, and you're like a little brother to me, Naruto, yeah, Deidara said as he patted Naruto on the head. The same goes for all of you, yeah, Deidara said as he looked at the others. Now Naruto, don't let those 3 weeks of me training you be a waste of time, because if you do I'm going to track you down and give you a good beating, Deidara said as he continued to pat Naruto on the head. We won't waste the time you gave up to train us, Naruto said. I'm sure you won't, Deidara said, then he picked up his backpack and looked back at the kids he had been training for the past 3 weeks. Goodbye, yeah, Deidara said as he waved goodbye and left. Leaving the kids standing there watching Deidara leave. Once Deidara was out of sight, Gaara broke the silence. So what do we do now, Gaara asked. The only thing we can do, we're going to the next village, Naruto said as he picked up his backpack. Come on, Ranmaru, I'll carry you, Kimimaro said, then started to carry Ranmaru. I hope we meet Deidara again, Ranmaru said. Yeah, me too, Kimimaro said. So what do we do after we reach the village, Haku asked as he carried Yuki in his arms. Well, we're finally going to put those scrolls and books we found to good use, Naruto said. So we're going to have to look through all of those scrolls and books, Gaara groaned. Nope, just the scrolls, since you guys said that the scrolls contain information on jutsu. analysis, and the books contain information on history, Naruto said. Oh yeah, I forgot about that Kimimaro, Haku, and Gaara said. What are you guys talking about, Ranmaru asked. Oh yeah, you weren't with us when we found the scrolls and books, Naruto said. Well, you see, before we met you we found this abandoned village that had tons of scrolls and books left behind in it, so we took all of them, so we can look through them later, Haku explained. Oh, Ranmaru said. Haku, how much longer until we reach the next village, Naruto asked. Not much farther, my guess is about an hour or two, Haku said. Do you guys remember when Deidara was teaching us the clone jutsu, Gaara asked. I remember. Hey, remember when Naruto tried to make a clone, Haku said. Yeah, Gaara said. Flashback, there are going to be a lot of flashbacks in this chapter. Today I will teach you the clone jutsu, yeah, Deidara said as he looked at the kids. Clone jutsu? The kid said. It's a ninjutsu that creates a copy of the person who is using the ninjutsu, but the clone is basically a mere illusion, since the clone can't disturb the environment around it. It is used as to distract the enemy so they can attack the enemy from behind. It's a basic ninjutsu and it's very easy, yeah, Deidara said. Can you show us, Naruto said eagerly. Alright, Deidara said, then he made the appropriate hand sign. Clone jutsu, Deidara said. Then there was a poof of smoke, and once the smoke cleared there stood 3 Deidaras. Wow, they look just like Deidara, Kimimaro said as he looked at them. So which one is Deidara, Haku asked. The one in the middle, Hinata said. And how do you know that, Kimimaro asked. Because it's the only one that has a shadow, Hinata pointed out. Then everybody looked at the ground to see only one of the Deidaras have a shadow. Oh, the boy said in understanding. Very good, Hinata. To find out if a person is a clone or not is to look at its surrounding. A clone cannot disturb the environment around it and it's basically an illusion, hence why there is no shadow. Deidara explained. Oh, the kid said. So can we try now, Naruto asked eagerly. I have to teach you the hand seals first, Deidara said. Then he showed them the proper hand signs they were supposed to do. Okay, Hinata, you go first, Deidara said. Clone jutsu, Hinata said. Then there was a poof of smoke, and then there stood 3 Hinatas. Good job, Hinata, you got the clone jutsu on your first try, yeah, Deidara said. Then he patted Hinata on her head. Hinata blushed at the compliment. Okay, Haku, you're up next, Deidara said. Haku nodded and performed the hand signs for the clone jutsu, and then there was a poof of smoke, and then there were 3 Hakus. Very good, Haku, Deidara said, and then he patted Haku on his head. Can I try next, Naruto said. Sure, Deidara said. Then they watched as Naruto made the hand signs, and then there was a poof of smoke, and then there lay a clone of Naruto that looked like it was going to die from some terminal disease any second. It looks like it's dying from some terminal disease, Gaara said as he looked at the clone. This is the first time I've seen someone mess up on the clone jutsu this bad before, Deidara said as he looked at the dying clone. You don't have to tell me, Naruto said, depressed. Uh-oh, he's going back into depression, Haku said as he looked at the depressing aura surrounding Naruto. Naruto, it's not that bad, Hinata tried to comfort him. She's right, it's a whole lot worse, Deidara thought as he looked at Naruto's clone. But I shouldn't tell him that, Deidara thought as he looked at the depressed Naruto. Then flashback, and I still can't make it to send clone, Naruto said, depressed. Come on, Naruto, it's not that bad, Haku said, trying to comfort him. Says you can do the clone jutsu like it was nothing, and for me I'm trying as hard as I can, and it still turns out the same, Naruto said. He's got a point, Gaara whispered to Haku. You're not helping with the situation, Haku replied. Naruto, if you stop acting depressed, then we'll get you 1 bowl of ramen in the village we're going to, Kimimaro said, adding emphasis on the 1. Alright, ramen, Naruto said, completely back to normal. Hey, remember when Deidara took us to a ramen stand to eat lunch, Kimimaro said. Oh, I remember, alright, Haku said, recalling the memory. Flashback. Hey Deidara, I'm hungry, Naruto complained as they walked through the streets of a village. Well, it's about lunchtime, what do you guys want to eat? Yeah, Deidara asked. I want ramen. Naruto yelled only to receive a bonk on the head from Deidara. You moron, you don't have to yell. We're right next to you, yeah. Deidara yelled, then he received a bonk on the head from Kimimaro. Then you guys should both be quiet because you're starting to attract attention from the villagers, Kimimaro said as he pointed to the villagers that were looking at them. We're sorry, Deidara, and Naruto replied. It's kind of sad weird that Deidara is the oldest out of all of us, but he acts like a child, Haku thought as he looked at the two. So I'm guessing we're eating ramen, then Gaara said. All in favor for ramen say aye, Deidara said. Aye, all the kids said. Okay, let's go find a ramen stand, Deidara said as they looked around. After a couple minutes of searching they finally found one. Hello, would you like to participate in our ramen challenge? A woman said as she was taking their orders. Ramen challenge? They said. Yep, if you can eat over 30 bowls of ramen then it's free, the woman said. Has anybody ever won the challenge? Deidara asked. Some, the woman replied. So any of you guys want to try it? Yeah, Deidara asked. I want to, Naruto replied enthusiastically. You better eat 30 bowls, Deidara said. Okay, Naruto replied happily. Any of you guys want to try to the challenge? Deidara asked the others. No thanks, the others replied. Okay, so only this kid will take the challenge. Yeah, Deidara said as he pointed at Naruto. Okay then, Daisuke, customer wants the ramen challenge, the woman said. said. Okay, Haru the ramen chef said. So what would your orders be, Haru asked. I want miso ramen, Naruto said. I'll have beef, Deidara replied. I'll have miso, Hinata said. I'll have pork, Haku said. I'll have salt ramen, Gaara said. I never tried ramen so I'll have miso, Kimimaro said. I'll have miso as well, Ranmaru said. Okay, Daisuke, 3 miso, 1 beef, 1 pork, and 1 salt, Haru said. How about the one for the ramen challenge, Daisuke asked. He wants miso, Haru replied. Okay, coming right up, Daisuke replied and then began working. A couple minutes later. Sorry for the wait. Here's your ramen, enjoy, Haru said as she handed them their ramen. Thank you, they replied. Itadakimasu, they all said and then began to eat. Sorry if Itadakimasu is spelled wrong. I haven't seen you guys around here. Are you travelers, Haru asked. Yep, Naruto said as he ate his ramen. But you guys are awfully young, where are your parents, Haru asked. They're in a different village, we're just going to visit an old friend of theirs, Deidara said. More please, Naruto said as he finished his ramen. He's done already. They thought. Okay, Haru said and quickly got him another bowl. What? Naruto said to them. Nothing, they said and then went back to eating their ramen. Here's your ramen, Haru said as she gave Naruto another bowl of ramen. Thank you, Naruto said as he dug into the bowl of ramen. A little while later, Deidara, Gaara, Haku, Hinata, Kimimaro, and Hinata were finished with their bowl of ramen and were now watching Naruto finishing his 5th bowl of ramen. More please, Naruto said as he finished his 5th bowl. Here you go, Haru said as she gave him his 6th bowl. Hey Deidara, Gaara said, getting Deidara's attention. Yeah, Deidara said, turning his attention to Gaara. Do you think that Naruto will be able to eat 30 bowls of ramen, Gaara asked. At the pace he's going I'm sure he'll be able to eat 30 bowls of ramen in no time. Yeah, Deidara said. More please, Naruto said as he finished his 6th bowl. Where does all the ramen he eat go to? The others thought. Meanwhile with the Kyuubi. It reeks of ramen in here, Kyuubi said as he held his nose. I bet the 4th Hokage just sealed me in the boy's stomach to torture me, Kyuubi thought. When I get out of here I'm going to kill the boy for eating this much ramen, Kyuubi thought as smelt the ramen. Back with Naruto. Why do I have a feeling that someone wants to kill me? Naruto thought as he waited for his 8th bowl of ramen. Here you go, Haru said, snapping Naruto out of his thoughts. Thank you, Naruto said as he started eating his ramen. Do you think he'll be able to eat 30 bowls? Gaara asked Haku. No doubt, Haku said as he looked at Naruto. 5 minutes later. Keep them coming, Naruto said as he finished his bowl of ramen. This is his 12th bowl of ramen, Haku said. He doesn't look like he's showing any signs of stopping too, Gaara said as he looked at the pile of bowls right next to Naruto. Another one, Naruto said as he put his finished bowl on top of the other pile of bowls. How can he finish his ramen so quickly, Deidara said as he looked at Naruto who was now eating his 13th bowl. That's what we want to find out, the boy said. Do you think he'll have indigestion later, Kimimaro asked. What kind of question is that? Haku said. I agree that is a highly inappropriate question, Gaara said. Well, I just want to know, when we're traveling will we have to make a lot of pit stops, because Naruto has to do a number 2, Kimimaro said, but was then bonked on the head by Gaara. Kimimaro, don't discuss such things in front of Hinata, Gaara said as he pointed at the very red Hinata. Sorry Hinata, Kimimaro said. It's okay, Hinata said, but was still as red as a tomato. Unfortunately, Naruto noticed that Hinata was red as he looked over at them. Hey Hinata, are you okay? You're looking a little red there. Here, let me feel your head, Naruto said as he put his hand on Hinata's forehead, which resulted in Hinata becoming redder, and then she fainted, but luckily Gaara and Haku caught her before she fell to the floor. She's gotten over most of her stuttering, but she still has to stop her blushing and fainting, Haku thought as he looked at Hinata, then he looked at Naruto, who was now eating his ramen. How can Naruto be so oblivious to Hinata's feelings towards him, Haku thought as he set Hinata against the wall of the ramen stand. More please, Naruto said as he finished his bowl. 10 minutes later, Naruto was now on his 25th bowl of ramen, and he wasn't showing any signs of slowing down. He's still eating, yeah, Deidara said as he looked at Naruto. Do you think he's going to stop anytime soon, Haku asked. Not likely, Kimimaro said. You're right, Haku said. More please, Naruto said as he finished his bowl of ramen. 10 more minutes later, Naruto was on his 38th bowl of ramen and he didn't even notice. He does know that he's eaten over 30 bowls of ramen, right, Haku said. Yep, they replied. So why isn't he stopping, Haku said. Doesn't matter to me, The ramen challenge is if you eat over 30 bowls of ramen it's free. So since he ate over 30 bowls he doesn't have to stop eating, since it's going to be free in the end, yeah, Deidara said. How many more do you think he can eat, Gaara asked. Who knows, Kimimaro said. A little while later, an unknown amount of bowls later, Naruto was now finishing another bowl of ramen and then added it to the gigantic stack of ramen bowls. More please, Naruto said. Daisuke, another bowl of ramen, Haru said. I can't give him another bowl of ramen, Daisuke said. What do you mean by that, Haru asked. We're out of ramen, Daisuke said. Aw, but I'm still hungry, Naruto said, which caused everyone to fall down. He's still hungry. everybody thought. Well, since you guys are out of ramen, we'll leave, Naruto said as he stood up. Goodbye, they said and left. How could one boy eat so much ramen? Haru and Daisuke thought as they looked at the gigantic stack of ramen bowls. Then flashback. Ever since then Deidara only bought Naruto only one bowl of ramen every time we go out to eat ramen, Haku said. Thinking back, that pile of ramen bowls was actually pretty impressive, Kimimaro said. Yeah, it was actually, Haku said, recalling the big stack of bowls. Come on guys. I want to eat ramen as soon as possible, Naruto whined. Okay, they said and started walking. So which scrolls should we look at first, when we have the time, that is, Gaara asked as they were walking. We should probably look through scrolls that have jutsus for our chakra affinities. Remember when Deidara gave us that chakra test, Naruto said. Yeah, Gaara said. Flashback. Naruto, Hinata, Gaara, Haku, and Kimimaro have finally finished the tree walking that Deidara taught them. You kids surprised me, you mastered the tree walking exercise in about 5 days, Deidara said as he looked at them. Hinata and Haku were the ones that got the tree walking exercise first, but it took a while for them to actually walk up and down the tree without worrying about falling. Kimimaro got the tree walking exercise later, since he had more chakra to control than Hinata and Haku. Naruto and Gaara got the tree walking last, since they both have massive amount of chakra to control. So are we going to learn how to walk on water next? Naruto said excitedly. Not yet, You still have to practice the tree walking exercise a bit more before you can learn how to walk on water, yeah, Deidara said. Oh, Naruto said, disappointed that he wasn't going to learn how to walk on water yet. Today I'm going to give each of you a chakra test, Deidara said. Chakra test? The kid said, confused. It's a test to find out what affinity your chakra is, Deidara said. So how many affinity of chakra is there, Naruto asked. There are 5 types of chakra: fire, lightning, water, wind, and earth. You can also combine your chakra types to make a new type of chakra, Deidara said. What do you mean by a new type of chakra, Haku asked. For example, let's say you have both fire and earth chakra types, you can combine them to make a lava type chakra, or if you have water and wind chakra, you can combine them to make an ice type chakra, Deidara explained. Oh, Haku said. Now I want you to channel your chakra into this paper that I'm giving you. Deidara said as he each handed them a piece of paper. Why? Naruto asked as he looked at the piece of paper. It's a special type of paper that can tell us what kind of chakra you have. If it's fire it burns. If it's wind it tears, if it's earth it turns to dust, if it's water it gets wet, if it's lightning it crumples, Deidara said. Then he held up a piece of paper and channeled his chakra into it, and then the paper turned to dust. I have an earth type chakra, so the paper turns to dust. Now you kids try, Deidara said. The kids nodded and started channeling their chakra into the paper in their hands. Naruto's paper tore in half, Gaara's paper tore in half and then turned to dust, Haku's paper tore in half and then got wet, Kimimaro's paper turned to dust, Hinata's paper crumpled first and then it got wet. It looks like Naruto has a wind-type chakra, Gaara has both earth and wind, Haku has both wind and ice, Kimimaro has earth, and Hinata has both lightning and water, Deidara said as he observed the papers. These kids never cease to amaze me, Deidara thought as he looked at them. Then flashback. So we're going to have a lot of reading to do, Haku said. Yep, Naruto said. I can see the village up ahead, Hinata told them. That's good, Gaara said. I can't wait to eat ramen, Naruto said enthusiastically. You'll have to wait until we get into the village to get ramen, Gaara said. Then Naruto ran towards the village, leaving a cloud of dust at where he once was. Naruto, you're supposed to wait for us as well. Haku yelled. Come on, we better go after him, Kimimaro said. They agreed and then started to run after Naruto. At the village. Yahoo! We're here, Naruto said. Then he received a bonk on the head from Haku. Be moron, you're supposed to wait for us. Haku said, trying to regain his normal breathing. Sorry, I just wanted to ramen, Naruto said. It's okay if you want ramen, you just have to wait for the rest of us, Hinata said. Okay, Naruto said. Come on, let's go get you that one bowl of ramen I promised you, Kimimaro said. Yeah, ramen, Naruto yelled, and then they all looked for a ramen stand in the village. After they had a bowl of ramen. That was a good bowl of ramen, Naruto said as they walked around the village. We should probably just get some supplies and start traveling again, Haku said. Yeah, we should, Naruto said. Kimimaro, Gaara, and I will go get some supplies. We'll meet you guys at the end of the village, Naruto said. The others nodded in response and left. A little while later. Hey guys, Naruto said while walking towards Hinata, Haku, and Ranmaru. Where's Yuki, Kimimaro asked, noticing the absence of the rabbit. He wandered off somewhere, don't worry, he always comes back, Haku said. Okay, let's go then, Naruto said. The others agreed and left the village. Later that day. We should find some shelter soon, Naruto said as he looked at the sky. Huh? The others said. It's going to rain, Naruto said. How do you know that, Haku asked. Do you want to risk it thinking that I'm just guessing that it's going to rain, Naruto asked. We should just look to see if there's a cave we can stay in, Gaara said. Hinata, can you, Naruto asked. Hinata nodded. Byakugan, Hinata said as the veins around her eyes bulged. I found one and it's not that far from here, Hinata said. Where is it, Naruto asked. It's in that direction, Hinata said as she pointed towards the direction the cave was. Okay, let's go, Naruto said as he walked in the direction Hinata was pointing, the others following him. And sure enough, there was a cave. They all set their backpacks down. "Hey Gaara, can you go get some firewood?" Naruto asked. "Sure," Gaara said, and then left to get some firewood. A little while later, it was now raining and Gaara was soaked. When Gaara was collecting firewood it had started to rain and now he was trying to find his way back but was proving to be harder than he thought since the forest looked the same everywhere you looked. Gaara was looking around when he heard a splash. Gaara quickly became alert and slowly started to walk towards the place where he heard the splash from. He then heard a rustle from the bush and when Gaara came near the bush he was tackled by Yuki. "So this is where you've been, the others have been looking for you, come on let's go back to the others," Gaara said and started to walk away, but Yuki just stayed where he was. "What's wrong?" Gaara asked as he looked at Yuki. Yuki then started to go somewhere else. "Hey wait," Gaara said as he followed Yuki. "Yuki?" Gaara said, then he finally found Yuki and he was sitting right next to a girl had collapsed. "Yuki, were you trying to lead me to her?" Gaara asked, but Yuki didn't reply. He then bent down to check if she was alive. "Hey wake up," Gaara said, trying to wake up the girl. The girl groaned but didn't wake up. "I can't leave her out here in the rain. I'm guessing I'm going to have to take her with me," Gaara said, then he picked the girl up and carried her on his back. "Hey Yuki, do you think you can help me find the others?" Gaara asked only to receive a look from Yuki that told him, "Do I look like a dog to you? Come on let's just go see if we can find the others," Gaara said and started walking with Yuki following him. Back with the others. "Do you think Gaara's okay?" Ranmaru asked as he looked at the rain. "Don't worry Ranmaru, it will take more than just a little rain to hurt Gaara," Naruto said. "I know it's just," Ranmaru said. "You can't help but get worried." Haku said. "Yeah?" Ranmaru said. "Don't worry, I'm sure Gaara is alright," Kimimaro said reassuringly. "I hope so," Ranmaru said. "Don't worry Ranmaru, I'm sure Gaara is going to show up any minute now," Haku said. "And Gaara's right there," Naruto said. "See, Gaara's right, where?" Haku said as he looked around. "He's coming towards us and it seems he's brought something with him," Naruto said as he looked at Gaara who was now walking towards them while carrying an unconscious girl on his back with Yuki right behind him. "Gaara," they all said in concern as they saw him walk into the cave with the unconscious girl and Yuki. "Are you okay?" Hinata said as she walked over to Gaara. "I'm fine, but I'm not sure about her now," Gaara said as he put the girl he was carrying down. "She doesn't seem to have a fever," Hinata said as she felt the girl's forehead. "Where did you find her?" Gaara Kimimaro asked. "Well, I was following Yuki and he led me to her," Gaara said as he pointed at the rabbit. "She looks like she's around our age," Naruto said. The girl had mint green hair and was wearing a dirty white t-shirt and baggy brown pants and black shinobi shoes. "So what should we do?" Kimimaro asked. "Well, we can't really do anything until she wakes up," Naruto said. "Hey Gaara, did you manage to collect any firewood?" Haku asked. "I managed to collect a little, since the rest got wet when it started raining," Gaara said as he took out the firewood he collected and showed it to them. "I'll get started on making the fire. Hinata, you take care of her until she wakes up." "Okay," Naruto said. Hinata nodded. After Naruto finished making the fire, the girl finally stirred. She opened her eyes to reveal her bright orange eyes to them. "You're awake," Hinata said. "Where am I?" the girl said, unaware of her surroundings. "We're in a cave right now. A friend of mine found you when he was looking for firewood, you weren't conscious, so he brought you here," Hinata said. "You're awake," Gaara said as he walked over to them. "This is Gaara, he's the one who brought you here," Hinata said. "Thank you," she said. "Don't mention it," Gaara said. "Come on, I'll introduce you to the others," Hinata said as she grabbed the girl's hand and led her to where the others were. "Oh, you're awake," Haku said as he saw them walking towards them. "Is it okay for her to be walking around?" Kimimaro asked. "Don't worry, I'm a fast healer." "Oh, my name is Fu," the Fu said. "It's nice to meet you, my name is Haku, the one with the white hair is Kimimaro, the one with the purple hair is Ranmaru, the one with the blonde hair is Naruto, and the one with the red hair is Gaara, but you probably already knew that," Haku said as he introduced everyone. "My name is Hinata, it's nice to meet you," Hinata said as she introduced herself. "It's nice to meet all of you," Fu said and then bowed. Now there's no need to be so formal," Haku said. "How about we have a nice chat over dinner, I'm sure you're hungry," Naruto said. Before Fu could answer, her stomach growled. "Come on, let's eat," Naruto said as he each gave them a bowl of soup that they had prepared. A couple minutes later, Fu found out that Haku was not a girl, but a guy. "There's no way, I mean you don't look anything like a guy," Fu said as she pointed at Haku. "No offense," Fu added. "It's okay, I get that a lot," Haku said. "Doesn't it hurt your male pride that you keep on getting called a girl?" Kimimaro asked as he ate his soup. "More than you can imagine," Haku said as a depressing aura started to surround him. "Wow, I didn't know it was going to affect him that much," Kimimaro said. Is he okay?" Fu asked. "Don't worry, he'll snap out of it in a few moments," Naruto said as he continued to eat his soup. "Oh," Fu said, then she went back to eating her bowl of soup. "So, Fu, where did you live before we met you?" Naruto asked as he ate his soup. "I guess it's okay to tell them," Fu thought. "I used to live in the hidden waterfall village," Fu said, then continued eating her soup. "So she used to live in Takigakure, wait, back in the cave, didn't I read something about that place?" Naruto thought. "So how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?" Naruto said. "I'm 8 years old," Fu replied. "Oh, so you're around our age," Hinata replied. "I guess," Fu said. "And she's around our age, wait. I remember now, she's Naruto thought. So where are your parents, Haku asked. I don't have any parents, Fu said. You're Naruto said, getting everybody's attention. Huh? Fu said. You're the seven-tailed Jinchuriki, aren't you, Naruto said. Fu fidgeted and then clenched her fist once she heard Naruto say that. He already found out, Fu thought. Please answer my question truthfully, Naruto replied. Yes, I am the seven-tailed Jinchuriki, Fu said. Now they're going to hate me, just like everyone else, Fu thought. It's nice to meet another fellow Jinchuriki, Naruto said. Fu said surprised. I agree, Naruto, it's nice to meet another person who is like us, Gaara said. Huh? Fu said, still confused. Oh yeah, we never told you, did we? Gaara and I are Jinchuriki too, Naruto said, shocking Fu. I hold the Ichibi, Gaara said. And I hold the Kyuubi, you hold the Nanabi, right, Naruto said. Yeah, but how did you know, Fu asked. Yeah, Naruto, how did you know that she is a Jinchuriki, Kimimaro asked. Remember that cave that had information about the Bijuu and the Jinchuriki, Naruto said. Yeah, Haku said. Didn't you guys read the information about the other Jinchuriki and Bijuu, Naruto asked. No, they said. Well, you guys were looking through the scrolls and books. I took a look at what the other Bijuu and Jinchuriki were, Naruto. Oh, the kid said. I figured out that you were the seven tails Jinchuriki because I read that the Nanabi was sealed inside a girl named Fu that lived in the hidden waterfall village, Naruto said. If you don't mind me asking, what is a Bijuu, Ranmaru asked. Oh yeah, we never did tell you what the Bijuu are, did we, Gaara said. Nope, Ranmaru replied. Well, Bijuu are large-tailed beasts that are basically living forms of chakra. People seal the Bijuus into people so they can use that person as a tool. They can seal the Bijuus into objects, but there is only a limited amount of time before the object breaks and the Bijuu is released, Naruto explained. My father wanted to create the ultimate weapon, so he sealed the one tail into me so I could be the ultimate weapon, but once he found out I couldn't control it, he hired people to kill me, Gaara said. The village where I come from, they didn't want an ultimate weapon, they sealed the Kyuubi inside of me because Kyuubi was attacking Konoha and they needed to seal the Kyuubi into a child, and I guess I was the only kid they could get on short notice, Naruto said. Ranmaru said. Come on, it's getting late. We better get to sleep, Naruto said. Okay, they said. Fu, Hinata said. Yeah, Fu said. I can lend you some clothes if you want, Hinata said. I would really appreciate that, Hinata, Fu said and smiled. Hinata then gave Fu a dark blue t-shirt and baggy black pants. Hinata, Fu said, getting Hinata's attention. Yeah, Hinata replied. You know that Gaara, Naruto and I have a monster sealed inside of us, right, Fu said. Yes, I know, Hinata answered. Then why do you not treat us like everyone else does? Fu yelled. Huh? Hinata said. Why don't you treat us like monsters just like everyone else? Fu yelled. It's simple, you are not the monster that is sealed inside of you, you are Fu, and you are not the Nanabi, Hinata replied. That's the first time I heard someone say that to me, Fu said. Well, it's true, come on, let's go get some rest, Hinata said. Okay, Fu replied. The next morning, Fu stirred in her sleep until she finally opened her eyes to see Hinata. But Fu said, still half asleep. It's morning, we made breakfast, so hurry up and eat it before the boys do, Hinata motioned towards the boys who were devouring their breakfast of bacon and potatoes. Breakfast, Fu said, fully awake. Yeah, so you better get up. Before Hinata could finish, Fu was already right next to the boys devouring a bowl of bacon and potatoes. She's fast when food is mentioned, Hinata thought, then she joined the rest in eating breakfast. After they finished breakfast, they started to pack up their stuff. Then Naruto finally broke the silence. Hey Fu, Naruto said, getting Fu's attention. Yeah, Fu answered. Since you're traveling alone, why don't you travel with us? Naruto asked, getting everybody else's attention. I don't know if that's a good idea, Fu said. If one of the ninjas from Tokigakure find me with them, they might kill them, Fu thought. If you're worried if one of the ninjas from the hidden waterfall village are going to find you, don't worry. We can take care of ourselves, Naruto said. And besides, we've already faced two ninjas before, Haku said. What are you talking about? Kimimaro and Ranmaru asked. It's a long story, Haku said. And besides, I don't think your village is going to miss you if seeing that you ran away, Naruto said. How did you know? Fu asked. Come on, you were found by yourself, collapsed from exhaustion, your clothes were dirty, and you look like you haven't had a decent meal in weeks, Naruto said. Wow, he's really observant, Fu thought. You're right, I did run away from Tokigakure, Fu said. I'm guessing you ran away because of the hatred the villagers had for you, Gaara said. You guessed right, it's not surprising you would know why I ran away, Fu replied. So I'm guessing you're going to be traveling with us, right? Kimimaro asked. Fu nodded her head in response. Okay, now that we have that settled. Haku, how much longer until we reach the next village? Naruto asked. I'm guessing about later this day, Haku said. Okay, let's go. Naruto yelled and then ran off, leaving a cloud of dust. Naruto, you're supposed to wait for us. Haku yelled as he ran after Naruto. He's smart, yet he's so immature, Fu thought. Come on, we better follow them, Kimimaro said as he started running after them while carrying Ranmaru. Okay, the rest said, and then started to catch up with Haku and Naruto. Later that day. Hey Haku, how much further, Naruto asked. Don't worry, it's not much further, Haku said, then stopped. Haku, what's the matter, Gaara asked. Nothing, Haku said. We're lost, aren't we, Naruto asked, making Haku jump. No, Haku replied a little too quickly. We're lost, the rest of them said. I'm sorry, Haku said. Don't worry. Since we're lost, we'll split up into two groups. Kimimaro, Gaara, Haku and I will be one, while Fu, Hinata, and Ranmaru will be the other, Naruto said. Okay, the others replied and then split up. Here Ranmaru, I'll carry you, Hinata said as she carried Ranmaru on her back. Thank you, Ranmaru said. So why can't Ranmaru walk on his own, Fu asked. Ranmaru was born with a weak body so he can't walk on his own, Hinata explained. Oh, Fu said, then she looked at their surroundings. There was snow everywhere and there were trees and bushes. A plant caught Fu's eye. Camellias, but the boys, they were walking down the snow-covered path and were trying to find out where they were. Hey, what's that plant right there, Naruto asked, while pointing at a bush that had white flowers growing. Those are camellias, Naruto, they come in colors of white or red, Haku said. I never saw a plant like that before, Gaara said as he observed the flower. I don't think this plant would have grown in the desert seeing that it's growing in a place that's covered in snow, Kimimaro said. This flower is different from the others, the petals don't fall off one by one, the whole flower does, Haku said. Wow, that's pretty cool, Naruto said. What was that? The boys thought. Come on, we better go see, Naruto said, and the boys quickly ran towards where they heard the screaming. Naruto, Gaara, Haku, and Kimimaro quickly ran to where they heard the scream. They ran to a clearing where they saw a grayish blondish-haired woman wearing a kimono which was purple on the inside and green on the outside. She's wearing what she wore in the anime and was on the snow-covered ground which was now red from her blood. The camellia flowers on the bushes were red as a result from the blood that came out of her body. Is she, Naruto asked as he looked at the blood that was on the ground. She's dead, Haku said as he looked at the woman. Then they all heard a sniffle and turned their heads to see a girl that was wearing a teal short kimono, with a grey turtleneck and short sleeves, with a jade green rope belt around her waist and red shorts, light purple wristbands and navy blue sandals. Hey, who are you, Naruto asked. I killed her, the W woman who took helped of me even though I was her enemy, the girl said, with tears streaming down her face. But the boy said, I killed her, the girl kept on repeating. Why did you kill her? Naruto yelled, making the girl snap out of her trance. If she helped you, then why did you kill her? Naruto yelled. You wouldn't understand. The girl said before running away. Hey, wait. Naruto said and ran after her with Gaara, Kimimaro, and Haku following him. But Hinata, Fu, and Ranmaru. There are a lot of camellias around here, Hinata said as she looked at the camellias. Camellias? Ranmaru asked. Oh, that's right, you don't know what camellias are. Well, camellias are these white flowers that are growing on that bush, Hinata said as she pointed to one. Do you want me to pick one of the flowers for you, Hinata asked Ranmaru. If you don't mind, Ranmaru said. Then Hinata walked up to the bush and picked the flower from it. Hinata, this flower is different from the others. The petals don't fall off one by one, the whole flower falls. Here you go, Ranmaru, Hinata said as she gave him the flower. Thank you, Ranmaru said as he took the flower. Are you okay, Ranmaru asked. How, Hinata said. Your eyes, they look sad, Ranmaru said as he looked at her. Don't worry, I'm alright, Hinata said. Hinata, you are not weak, I know that you are strong. Don't listen to what the others tell you, remember that you are a strong girl. Why am I remembering that, Hinata thought. So should we head back and meet the others, Fu asked. We should, Hinata said, finally snapping out of her thoughts. Then they saw a young boy with short grayish blondish hair, wearing a kimono with a jade green inside and a grey outside with sandals and was running. That was Mom's leaf grass whistle I heard before, so that means she's back. He thought as he kept on running to where he heard the sound. Should we follow him, Fu asked. Yeah, Hinata said, and then they started to run after the kid. They kept on running after the child until they finally found him crying in front of a dead woman. Mother. The boy cried. Mother, why did you have to leave me alone? The boy cried. Flashback. Mother, why did you have to leave me alone? A young Hinata silently cried. You were the only person that always cared about me. You said you would always be there for me, so why did you have to die? Hinata cried. Then flashback. Hinata then walked up to the young boy and hugged him. It's okay, Hinata said as she hugged the crying child. Mother, why did you have to leave me all alone? The young boy cried as he hugged Hinata tighter. It is okay to cry over a loss of a loved one. Don't worry, you're not alone, Hinata said as she hugged him. I'm not, the boy said. No, you're not, Hinata said as she hugged him tighter. How do you know that I'm not alone? The young child asked. Because you'll be coming with us, Hinata said. Wait, Hinata, are you sure it's alright? Fu asked. Don't worry, I'm sure I can convince the others, Hinata said as she hugged him. So, you're coming with us, okay. As long as you're with us we'll never leave you, Hinata said. You promise, the boy cried. I promise, Hinata said. I'm sorry I broke our promise. I hope this is a promise that won't be broken, Hinata thought as she continued to hug the crying boy. I'm Yukimaru, the boy said. My name is Hinata, she smiled and continued to hug the crying boy. It's okay, she kept on repeating while hugging Yukimaru. Meanwhile with the others. Hey Haku, can you try to stop her, Naruto asked as he kept on running. I'll try my best, Haku said, and then started making ice form around the girl's legs making her stop. This is the girl said. Now that we've stopped running, answer my question, Naruto said. Why did you kill her? Naruto asked. You wouldn't understand, she replied. Try us, Naruto said. It was for the approval of someone, the girl replied. So you had to kill someone just to get that person's approval? Naruto yelled, making the girl flinch. Did you want to kill her, Naruto asked. And no, she replied. Then he isn't worth gaining the approval of, Naruto said. Huh? She said. If you are forced to do something that you didn't want to do, then that person isn't worth it. Naruto yelled. You don't know what it's like. She yelled. You don't know what it feels like to be shunned by everyone. She said. To be despised, she said with tears starting to form in her eyes. We know perfectly well how it feels, Naruto said. Huh? She replied. I don't want to explain, Naruto said. Why do you want to gain that person's approval, Gaara asked. It's because I want to be just like him, he's so strong, and I wanted to be strong just like him, she said. So you did this to gain his approval, Gaara asked. The girl nodded a yes. So do you want to continue killing people to gain his approval, Gaara asked. No. I don't want to kill anyone. She yelled. You do know if he wanted you to kill her, he will keep on making you kill and kill and kill and kill, Gaara said. I don't want to kill anymore. She yelled. Then stop wanting the approval of the man who will keep on making you kill innocent people, Gaara replied. But she said. What, Kimimaro asked. If I leave I won't have anywhere to go, I don't have a home to return to, she said. You're coming with us, Naruto spoke. Naruto, are you sure you want her to come with us, Haku asked. Don't worry, Naruto said, giving them a reassuring smile. After all, we can't just leave her here, Naruto said. And, can I really go with you guys, she asked. Of course you can, come on, we have to meet the others, Naruto said as he turned around and started walking in the other direction they came from. Others? She asked as she followed them. Yeah, we have 2 more girls and another boy, Kimimaro answered. Excuse me, but we never got your name, Gaara said. It's Guren, she replied. I'm Gaara, Gaara said. I'm Haku, Haku replied. I'm Kimimaro, Kimimaro said. I'm Naruto, Naruto said. I see them, Naruto said. They looked to where Naruto was looking, and they saw Fu, Hinata and Ranmaru, and Hinata seemed to be hugging a young child. It's okay, Hinata kept on repeating as she hugged the crying child. Mother, why did you have to die, the child cried. Hinata, who's this, Naruto asked as he walked up to her. This is Yukimaru, his mother. Hinata motioned towards the direction of the dead woman's corpse. I killed his mother, Guren thought as she looked at Yukimaru. Naruto, can he come with us, Hinata asked as she continued hugging Yukimaru. Of course, and besides I can't leave him out here all alone, by himself, Naruto said as he patted Yukimaru on the head. Come on, we should get going, Naruto said. Hey, can one of you guys carry Ranmaru, Hinata said. I'll carry him, Kimimaro said, then started to carry Ranmaru on his back. Then they all started to follow Naruto. Later that day. We'll camp here for tonight, Naruto said as he set his backpack against a tree. Okay, the others said and put their stuff down. Hinata, Haku, check how much food we have, Naruto asked. Okay, the two said and looked through their backpacks. Hinata was rummaging through her backpack when something fell out of it. Hey, what's this, Fu asked as she picked up the object. It was a hair clip that was decorated with different type of flowers. Don't touch that, Hinata said as she quickly snatched a hair clip out of Fu's hands. I'm sorry, it's just that this is very special to me, Hinata said as she held on to the hairpin. Hinata and I will collect firewood, you guys go help make dinner, Naruto said. Okay, they said, and Hinata followed Naruto to get firewood. After a couple of minutes of walking, Naruto stopped walking and turned to face Hinata. Alright, what's wrong, Naruto said. And nothing's wrong, Hinata said. Hinata, you can tell me what's been bothering you, Naruto said as he looked at Hinata. It's about my mother, it's just I've been thinking a lot about her, Hinata said as she clutched onto the hairpin that was in her hand. Your mother, oh, I remember, she died giving birth to your little sister, right, Naruto said. Hinata nodded a yes. My mother, she was the only person in the Hyuga clan that doesn't see me as weak, Hinata said. And when she died, I lost a person who always told me that I was strong, Hinata said with tears starting to form in her eyes. Hinata, Naruto thought as he watched Hinata cry. Flashback. The tired 5-year-old Hinata was walking back to her room from training with her father. Hinata, a kind, gentle voice said. Hinata turned around to see a woman with waist-length navy-colored hair wearing a light purple kimono. Hello, mother, Hinata greeted. Hinata, are you okay, her mother said as she looked at the wounds that Hinata got while training. Don't worry, mother, I was just a little careless when I was training with father, Hinata said, trying to ease her mother's worries. Unfortunately for Hinata, it didn't work. Hinata, you know you can't lie to me, she said. I know, mother, Hinata said. Then her mother pulled Hinata into a hug. Mother? Hinata asked. I'm sorry, Hinata, I'm so sorry, she said. Mom, why are you sorry, Hinata asked. I'm sorry that you have to live this life, I wish you could live a happy life away from this clan, her mother said. Don't worry mother, as long as you're with me, I'll always be happy, Hinata said. Hinata, she said. So I'll become strong and I'll protect you and my little sibling, Hinata said as she hugged her mom tighter. I'm going to be a big sister after all, Hinata said. Hinata, her mother thought. So promise me that you'll never leave me alone, I don't know what'll happen to me if you did, Hinata said. I'll never leave you alone, Hinata, I promise, she said as she tightly hugged Hinata. Then flashback. But she did leave you alone, Naruto said. Yes, she did, but I knew that she didn't want to leave me alone. How did you know, Naruto asked. Flashback. Hinata was outside the hospital room where her mother was giving birth to her little sister. Hinata heard the screams of pain from her mother and the shouts from the doctors and nurses until she heard a tiny scream. It's a girl, the doctor said as he handed the baby to a nurse. Hinata took this time to peek inside the room to see her mother, who was still exhausted from giving birth. Doctor, the patient's losing a lot of blood, one of the nurse said. Stop the blood flow immediately, the doctor commanded. Doctor, her heartbeat is dropping, another nurse yelled. Mother? Hinata thought. Then she saw her mother turn her head towards Hinata, her eyes filled with tears, and said some words. I'm sorry I broke our promise. No. Hinata yelled in her mind. Doctor, her heart stopped beating. The nurse yelled. Then the doctor tried to get her heart to beat again. It's no use, she's dead, the doctor said. No. Hinata yelled as she ran into the room. Mother? Hinata cried as she ran up to her. Get her out of here, the doctor ordered. Mother, open your eyes, please, Hinata cried. Then one of the nurses grabbed Hinata's arm and started to drag her out. Mother? Hinata cried as she was dragged out of the room. Then flashback. She was crying when she said those words to me, Hinata said. It sounds like your mother really loved you with all her heart, Naruto said. Yeah, and I was all alone when she died, Hinata said. When did she give you that hair clip, Naruto asked. It was a couple months before she died, Hinata said. Flashback. Mother, Hinata said as she walked up to her mother, who was now resting. There you are, Hinata, I have been waiting for you to show up, she said. I'm sorry, Hinata said. You don't have to be so formal around me like you have to with Hiashi, she said. Why did you want to talk to me about, Hinata asked. There's something I wanted to give you, she said and gestured Hinata to walk over to her. This is what I wanted to give to you, she said as she handed Hinata a hair clip. I want you to have it, she said. But Hinata said. No buts, Hinata, she said. But why are you giving me this, Hinata asked. It's because I want you to use it when your hair grows out. I used to wear this hair clip when I was growing out my hair, she said. Then I can't have this, it belongs to you, Hinata said as she tried to give it back to her mother, but her mother's hands took hold of Hinata's hand. And now I'm giving it to you, she said as she held her daughter's hand. Mother, Hinata said. Then flashback. I was really sad when she died, Hinata said. Flashback. The Hyuga does not cry, Hiashi told his 5-year-old daughter, Hinata. She was wearing a black kimono, since this was her mother's funeral. Yes, father, Hinata said while trying to hold back her tears. Once the funeral was over, they returned home. Hinata, we will be training tomorrow, Hiashi said. Yes, father, Hinata said as she saw him go to his room and then went to her own room. Once she was inside her room, she quickly changed out of her black kimono into a black shirt and pants and black shoes and quickly snuck out of the compound. She quickly went into the forest and came upon a cave. She quickly entered the cave, and once she came out of the other side of the cave, she was greeted to the side of a lake with hundreds of different flowers surrounding it, the trees blocking the harsh sunlight from beaming down onto the flowers. Hinata walked up to the lake and looked at her reflection in the water, remembering the first time her mother brought her here. The flashback. In the flashback, Hinata's mother said. Yes, mother, Hinata said as she walked up to her mother. I'm going to take you to a special place, okay, she said, and then took hold of Hinata's hand and started to lead her towards the forest. Mother, where are we going, Hinata asked. We're going to a place that I always keep secret, so don't tell anyone, okay, she said. Okay, Hinata said as she followed her mother into the cave. Wow, Hinata said as she looked at all the flowers. I'm guessing that you like it, she said. Yeah, Hinata said as she looked around. Hinata, her mother said, motioning Hinata to come over to where she was. Yes, mother, Hinata said as she walked over to her mother, then her mother handed her a white camellia. Hinata, this flower is different from the others. The petals don't fall off one by one, the whole flower falls, she said as she pointed at the flower. Hinata, this place is a very special place. I come here whenever I feel sad, and once I come here the sadness just goes away, she said as she looked at the flowers. Don't you agree, she said. Yeah, Hinata said as she looked at the flower in her hand. Then the flashback. In the flashback. Mother, Hinata thought with tears streaming down her face. Mother, why did you have to leave me alone? A young Hinata silently cried. You were the only person that always cared about me, you said you would always be there for me, so why did you have to die, Hinata cried. Why, Hinata cried. Why did you break our promise, Hinata cried. Then flashback. People say that it's better to have something and lose it than to not have it at all, but I don't really agree with that, Hinata said. I don't know, once I lost the most precious person to me, all I wanted to do was die, Hinata said with tears streaming down her face. Then she found herself in the arms of Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto, Hinata thought. It's okay to cry, Hinata, it's okay to cry, Naruto said as he hugged her. Hinata then slowly cried into Naruto's chest while Naruto rubbed her back. A couple of minutes passed and Hinata stopped crying. Do you feel better now? Naruto asked. Yeah, Hinata said as she wiped the tears from her face. I'm sorry, Hinata said. Why are you sorry? Naruto asked. I'm sorry for always being nothing but a trouble for you, Hinata said. You're no trouble at all, Naruto said as he hugged her closer to him. Meanwhile, little did they know 7 people were hiding in the bushes and were watching Naruto hug Hinata. So why are we here? Again Ranmaru asked. Ah, come on, don't you want to know what happens between Naruto and Hinata? Haku said. So are Naruto and Hinata together or something? Gurren asked. Well, Hinata likes Naruto, but Naruto is oblivious to how much Hinata likes him, Haku explained. So why am I here? Gaara asked. Because I dragged you here, Haku said. SHH, I can't hear them, Fu said. Do you want to be here as much as I do? Kimimaro asked Gaara. If you don't even want to be here, then yes, Gaara said. So why did we have to drag Ranmaru and Yukimaru with us? Gurren asked. Because we can't leave them alone, Haku said. You do know we're going to get caught, right? Kimimaro said. Hey, Naruto's hugging Hinata, Yukimaru said, getting everybody's attention. Do you think they're going to kiss? Ranmaru asked. Where did you get that idea? Gaara asked. Haku said that might happen, Ranmaru said, making everybody look at Haku. What? It could, Haku said. SHHH, let's just listen, Fu said. Back with Naruto and Hinata. After all, I like you, Naruto said. Why you like me? Hinata stuttered. There's no way he would like me like that, Hinata thought. I've liked you for a long time, Hinata. Remember when we first met? Naruto said. It was when I asked you if I can play with you, Hinata said while blushing. You're lying, Naruto whispered into her ear. It was when I saved you from those bullies, Naruto said. He remembers that, Hinata thought. You were being bullied by a bunch of boys, and I tried to make them stop, but I failed and they started to beat me up, Naruto said. He does remember, Hinata thought. Once they were finished beating me up, you tried to make sure that I was okay, but one of the Hyugas took you away. You were the first person to ever be worried about me besides the Hokage. I thought that you were going to avoid me after that, but imagine to my surprise when I saw you again, and you asked me if you could play with me, Naruto said as he hugged Hinata tighter, making Hinata blush. Hinata, Naruto making Hinata look at him. I did know that you were watching me from afar, Naruto said. Beep, Hinata said. And I liked that, Naruto said. Huh? She said. You were the first person that actually wanted to play with me, Naruto said while giving her a smile, making her blush. Then he kissed Hinata on the cheek. The thoughts running through the people's minds. Naruto. She's cute when she blushes, I hope she doesn't faint. Hinata. He's kissing me, he's kissing me, he's kissing me, don't faint, don't faint, don't faint, don't faint. Ara. I still don't know why I'm still here. Kimimaro. Why am I here again? Haku. I knew they would kiss. Yukimaru. That's sweet. Ranmaru. It looks like Haku was right. Fu. Way to go, Hinata. Fu and Hinata became fast friends, okay. Gurren. I don't know what to think. Then Naruto stopped kissing Hinata on her cheek to see a very red Hinata. Good, she didn't faint, Naruto thought. Then Naruto heard a faint rustle in the bushes. I'm going to have a little talk with those guys after I finish talking with Hinata, Naruto thought. Then he took the hair clip that was in Hinata's hand. I think your hair is too short for you to wear this hair clip, Naruto said as he held the hair clip. Why don't you grow out your hair? Naruto asked. It's because some kids used to make fun of my hair because it was a weird navy color, so I kept it short because the kids hated seeing it, Hinata said. I like your hair, Naruto said as he touched her hair, making Hinata blush. I think you look nice with long hair, Naruto said. You really think so? Hinata said. Have I ever lied to you? Naruto asked. No, Hinata said. Then yes, I think you look nice with long hair, Naruto said. I guess I can grow it out, Hinata said. Then she kissed Naruto on his cheek, making Naruto blush. That's for helping me, Naruto, Hinata said while blushing. Meanwhile with the others, Hinata just kissed Naruto on the cheek, Haku said while looking through a pair of binoculars. Where did you get the binoculars? Gaara asked. Somewhere, Haku said, being very vague. Just give up, you won't get a straight answer from him, Kimimaro said. You're right, Gaara said. What do you think they're talking about? Gurren asked. They're too far away to hear, Fu said. Let's just see what they're going to do now, Haku said. Back with Naruto and Hinata. We should head back, Naruto said. Yeah, Hinata said. You guys can come out now, Naruto said in the direction where the 8 were hiding. I knew we were going to get caught, Gaara said as he walked out of the bushes. How was I supposed to know? Haku said as he walked out of the bushes. Well, considering you were the one that dragged us here in the first place, you should have thought that Naruto could at least hear us, Kimimaro said while carrying Ranmaru. The others soon got out of the bushes they were hiding in. How long have you guys been there? Hinata asked. For a while, we couldn't hear what you guys were saying though, Gaara said. You guys didn't even prepare dinner, did you? Naruto said. Haku said. Let's just go back, we'll collect firewood on the way back, Naruto said. Okay, the others said and started to walk back to their campsite.